Let's go. Welcome everybody in the house. Blues Guy says, what am I supposed to do with the wrench? Do you have a harmonica instead? That is the most Blues Guy thing that you could have said. No, the wrench allows you to like kick people out if they're in here talking smack or something like that. I just kind of gave you mods capability. All right, cool. All right, I'm hearing myself here. Sweet, let's get going. Let me keep an eye on this chat. Wow, 12 people here off the rip. Love that Saturday night energy. What a great stream that the Lifer just had. That was a lot of fun. Hey, there was even some haters in the house. I got 2 people. I think that's a record for me. 2 people just hating on me for no reason. Means I'm doing something right. When people hate on you, you know you're doing something right. Let's go over this chat because, man, there's so much here. Miss Williams in the house making the stream. Glad. I know you had some trouble making it here this weekend or this week. So I'm glad you can make it on the weekend. Lindsay Lynn's in the house. I'm so glad you can make it tonight too. I love seeing all the people who I'm used to seeing. It really makes my day when you guys come to the stream. So this is an awesome weekend stream. Chipper, Orhan, all of my favorite people in the house. It's going to be a great stream. I can feel it. I even had some coffee, so I ain't going to burn out. I was just reading Chipper's last post here. Yeah, so yeah, the wrench is so you can kind of click on chats. If somebody comes in here talking smack, it might be a little hard for me to kind of click the buttons. So Blues Guy, if I ask you to kick him, if you could kick him, I would appreciate that. You know, really, I'm not asking you to, you know, to make your own decisions about it. You can if you want, but if not, just kick him if I ask you to. That's all I ask. Just want to be ahead of the game, right? Mr. J says this will be a good one. And what are we looking at? We're looking at the crypto bubbles. Let me lower this desk just a hair. It's like I keep lowering it. All right. Is that ideal? There we go. So Zcash just up another 26%. I mean, what is Zcash's problem? I don't know if you guys know. I'm not the biggest fan of Zcash. Not because it have any bad blood with it. It just seems kind of old and useless as far as being like a fork of Bitcoin. Doesn't seem like the best thing. Joe J, we going underground today? Absolutely. I don't recognize that name like I've seen it before, so welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Never will I ever be a bully, and I will never make a decision. I am peaceful, loving, and caring Blues Guy. Hey, I love that. Yeah. Just if somebody's acting crazy, if I'm like, hey man, can you kick that guy? If not, then you know, I'm sure somebody else would like a wrench too. Maybe somebody else would like to do it. You just seemed like the most obvious person to me. Let's hit the 1 hour. So we got Meme Core, this Iijin. I've seen that quite a bit. We've been over a lot of this stuff. The 2Z, you saw him bring up the 2Z. We've been over 2Z. You know, we really are on top of the things just rolling out here on Underground Crypto. This chat is moving. Thank you for the honor, brother. Absolutely, man. You've more than earned it. Everybody saying hello to everybody. I love that. And yeah, let's get cooking here. So I don't have CoinGecko up. We need to fix that immediately. Let's check out CoinGecko. And our usual run through. I'll make this quick. It is Bitcoin, $122,408. Ethereum, $4,483, above 4,000. Love that. XRP dipping back below that $3 range at $2.96. BNB, $1,149. I love that. Great price there. $227 for Solana. So Solana didn't really make any moves today, but that's all right. Dogecoin, 25 cents. Seeing a little bit of a lull as Bitcoin kind of pumped and then, you know, didn't really go up or down much. in that range. So the altcoins are kind of, some are moving a little bit and some are not really doing anything, but we're not seeing some major bleeding, so that's good. Cardano 84 cents. Chainlink $22.10. Hyperliquid $49.25. Thought it was interesting that Lifer got out of Hyperliquid. It makes sense. It really hasn't done much, and it lost, I think, a lot of market share with all these perpetual DEXs, derivatives, decentralized derivatives pumping. Made a lot of sense. So Sui $3.59. Avalanche $29.93. Hashtera 21 cents. Crazy thing is, I had a bunch of Hashtera. I loaded up on the bull market, and if I'm just being honest, I am not blaming nobody. Don't take this the wrong way. Sam was saying he didn't like the project. He thought it was trash, and I was already thinking that I wanted to take one of the projects I was holding and take the money out and delegate it other places. So I picked Hashtera, and literally the next day it ripped. After I've been holding it for, I don't know, 2 years. That was frustrating, but it's nobody's fault of my own. It's a great example, in my opinion, of you make your own decisions and, you know, you live with them. You take full accountability and responsibility. It wasn't Sam's fault that he said he didn't like the project. He didn't tell me I should go sell all of it and put it into other projects. And was it a good decision? I don't know yet. I'll have to see the top of the bull market, right? So let's see what we got going on in the chat, right? So Tredor also popping. Yeah, Orhan has been talking about that. Another DEX thing. Caught the crazy pump yesterday. I did see the pump. Coin operated. I haven't seen you in here. I'm glad you came over. I really appreciate that. He says, what's up, y'all? Sammy talks highly of you, bro. Sub to your channel. I greatly appreciate the sub, and I hope you enjoy the show. This is Underground Crypto Deep Dive Research Show. It's Saturday, so we're a little bit more laid back, and we're just mostly just keeping a pulse on the market, right? We're just trying to look at every new coin that we don't know what it is. If there's a coin and we don't recognize it, then it's like, that's the red flag that we need to go know what it is. And this is really just for coin operated. Most people here know that. You know, if you have coins in your portfolio, you hold them because they were doing well and people told you to buy them, or other people liked them, other people on YouTube, but you don't really know what they do. You don't really know how they fit in crypto. You don't know how the money gets into the project, things like that. That's what we're really trying to do. We call it the crypto IQ, and we're just trying to raise everybody's crypto IQ. But it's not a look at me, I'm so smart, you should listen to what I say, because I'm not a financial advisor. Really, it's a community, a brotherhoods, you know, and everybody together just trying to raise our crypto IQs and make sure we're on the tip of the pulse, you know, for everything that's going on in crypto. And that's why when we catch things on the other stream, a lot of times we've already been over them, like 2Z today. We had been over 2Z. All right, let's see. XAN holding pretty good. Yeah, we did a deep dive for 2 days on Anoma, and I'm putting together an Anoma, you know, I'm putting together an Anoma review in the style like that I used to do, because my channel used to be all pre-recorded videos before I started going live all the time, and so that's basically what it was. And so I'm going to do a review like that. So if anybody's seen my old content, you definitely get it. Welcome to the Underground Crypto. Yeah, everybody welcoming in. It's a great group of people that we have here. I really can't speak highly enough. Almost all of them are lifers, if not all of them are lifers. And, you know, lifers just got that quality. Not like those people that were hopping in the chat trying to do the hating. And they weren't just hating on me. They were trying to hate on Sam and stuff too, and really everybody who's there. And that's just a sign somebody, you know, they need some help. Like, they're hurting. They're hurting. You know, something happened. They lost all their money, something. So I just did, brother. Look at peak now. Sweet. And join the Discord. We have it in the description, a link to the Discord. Starting to get more and more activity over there. It is a new Discord, of course, so it's not like the 99 and Lifers group, but it's a free Discord, and we're always chatting. There's a little tab that says Community Charts, and that's where usually Blues Guy, Orhan, Miss Willis, other people are all chatting. I'll throw some charts in there sometimes. If I see stuff, like I saw Anoma made that beautiful Adam and Eve and started pumping out of it, I was like, man, I got to screenshot this and throw this in the group so everybody knows, because I know quite a bit of my underground crypto people had bought some of that Anoma. Anyways, let's talk about what's trending. And again, for anybody who's new, Yeah, your deep dive, Mr. J says your deep dive on XAN and MemeX, that's hilarious. MemeX is good. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. And that deep dive of Anoma really set us up to know that we had a gem on our hand. I really think that that project is just so well connected. When you go through its ecosystem, so well connected. How is it just going to come out, dive, and then just die and not do anything? I just don't see it when it's not even launched into mainnet yet, right? They're still in a test net. They put the coin out, but the project mainnet is not launched yet. And when they launch into mainnet, a lot of times it starts to create a frenzy because everybody realizes this is real. And there is some potential airdrop potential there as well. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch those streams, or just hit us up in the Discord. I believe that's Blue Sky throwing the Discord link there if anybody needs it. It's also in the description. Mr. J says haters gonna hate, but we know what's good. Exactly. To me, it's a badge of honor to see the haters come in and just, you know, try to pick me out and hate on me. It's a badge of honor. It means I'm doing something right. They look at me, or they see Sam talking about me or something, and they realize that, you know, I'm creating opportunity for myself. Sam's shouting me out and stuff, and they're not getting the attention, and they can't handle it. Is what it is. So, Toncoin, Aster, of course, Bitcoin trending. XPL, which we've talked about a lot. Manu, we've talked about a lot. It's just a meme coin, really. Another dog coin. Zcash, of course. Lena, we've been over that many times. When it first came out, I always thought it was an AI. There must have been an AI agent that was very close to that spelling or something, right? Pancake Swap. I made a couple videos about Pancake Swap, just how much it was up. Yeah, it was up 33.9%, and on the 7-day it's up 34.5%, so it went even higher at one point. And Lindsay Lynn says, I love how this stream and the Lifer stream totally complement each other. Well, then I guess I did a good job. I really wanted to create something that complemented his channel, but didn't create any friction, didn't compete. Wasn't like I was trying to steal his thunder or come undermine him in any way, because I have the utmost respect for him. I had been a lifer for years before I started this channel, so I wasn't trying to come in and then seem like I was trying to just like steal people from his channel like that. No, I got to put the work in, and I need to do valuable content to the people in his group that complements him, and that was the whole idea. So I'm really glad that you said that, Lindsay. That really that kind of made my night right there. So Oren says, I'm scared, Mom. I'm not sure what that's about. How do you target someone in the chat? I think you just hover over them, and then you'll see like 3 little dots pop up kind of thing, and you just click those 3 little dots, and then it should give you some options. I don't exactly know, to be honest with you. I'm the one doing the stream, so I don't really know what else it's doing. But let's talk about this real quick, and I'm just going to single this out. We've talked about this, talked about how I didn't really think this was the coolest thing in the world. Punk strategy. But there is pudgy strategy. And why do I think punk strategy is very lame and just past its prime and not something that you should really care about? In my opinion, not financial advice, I don't care about it, is what I mean. But pudgy strategy is a totally different thing, right? So let's pull that up. We'll duplicate this tab, and we will pull up the pudgy strategy, or I already spelled it wrong. So, and there's 2 of them, but one of them has a decent market cap and the other one doesn't at all. Pretty sure it's this one. Yeah. So anyways, what is the difference? Well, the whole point of this is CryptoPunks. CryptoPunks was on Ethereum. They're worth a lot of money. Or worth is a loaded word. Like they cost a lot of money. Are they worth it? There's many things in this world that are costing a lot of money that are not really of quality to the level of money that they're being charged. But you come down, and they even show you, these are CryptoPunks. If you've been around in crypto for a while, you know what CryptoPunks are. I mean, not to even have the debate about the artwork and stuff, but you just look at this frizzled hair guy. He costs 58.2 Ethereum. He's not cheap. And is this the best project? Well, a lot of people bought these. This is the early days of crypto, and it's kind of like a badge of honor just because if you have one, you probably spend a lot of money. But the whole thing about this project is they collect money, you know, I think from all the transaction fees and stuff, and then they buy the bottom. The real important part is they're buying up what we call the floor in NFTs. That would be a certain range of like the top 10, or it could be the top 100 of the lowest priced NFTs. They buy them and then they put them on the market for, I think they 3 times it or something like that. I'm sure it tells us here. It doesn't really matter exactly what they do, to be honest with you, because I don't think that much, aside from people who are really wealthy and already own these and stuff, they're I think the only people excited. How many people in crypto right now, especially people coming in, are like, I want to drop 57.2 ETH on this guy right here? You know, I just don't see it, to be honest with you. But Pudgy Penguins, on the other hand, is a totally different vibe. Pudgy Penguins is a great project. It is doing really well. I gotta duplicate it and actually bring up Pudgy Penguins itself, because Pudgy Strategy is cool, but Pudgy Penguins is the project itself. So you can see the difference here. This has 1.9. This has $2 billion almost in its market cap. Pudgy Penguins is not playing around. They have real toys that you can buy in Target and stuff like that. Of course, the NFTs. They put out some stuff that really hints at a metaverse that they're going to be dropping. They actually got rid of the old owner of Pudgy Penguins and got a new person in there to run the project. So they really seem like they're going to do big things. I don't own any Pudgy Penguins, just for the record. But my whole point was this project is relevant and up to date and doing stuff and really moving. Matter of fact, I did a review on Pudgy Penguins. I thought it was hilarious because the review didn't do very well. As far as the numbers reflect, I think it was a bad time in crypto. I mean, the way the crypto market is, you can see a direct reflection in the views and stuff in the numbers of the videos I put out. It's just really another metric for me to measure the market by, actually, and I use it, and it's like a metric that a lot of people don't have. Anyways, this is Pudgy Penguins. They have a ton of cool stuff, from merch to toys and figurines, and just really nailing the whole idea of memes, right? When it comes to making a meme project, I just really feel like they absolutely nailed it. And this has all been really revamped. Look at this. Pudgy Penguins NFT sales surged 500% on a mystery map that they dropped. Just like, what is it? The Bored Ape Yacht Club. They've hinted, and they're building. I don't even think it's a hint. They're building a metaverse, and it's going to be exclusive for people who own the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, right? The Bored Apes. And they think that Pudgy is going to pull a very similar mood in that move, and that just caused everybody to want their NFTs, so they have that exclusive ability to get in there. Why am I talking about Pudgy Penguins right now? Well, Pudgy Strategy. As far as I understand, this is a kind of a copy idea, right, of Punk Strategy, where they're going to buy the bottom, and basically they're going to drive up the price of Pudgy Penguins. And it's funny how the same idea applied to a different project, and I go from absolutely not bullish to very, very, very bullish, even though I don't own any Pudgy Penguins, unfortunately. Let's catch up with this chat for a minute. Let's see what everybody's talking about. Did it work? Yep, totally. I don't see it, LOL. Congrats on your promotion. Only shows for that person. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I'm glad to see so much chat. It didn't highlight it. So, Blues Guy, if you're using a phone, it may not work sometimes. My little brother is crazy on NFT farming. I don't get it, but getting on the whitelist gets you mad money. Yeah, Orhan, that's kind of what it's all about. I mean, how many people are like really, really into just owning them for the sake of owning them and collecting them? I mean, people collect cards, artwork, think, you know, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever kind of cards, One Piece cards, whatever it is. People love that stuff. And this is almost like another digital form of it, right? Got to hit that coffee. And yeah, I just wanted to put this on your radar because this pudgy strategy. So here's my thought process, right? Now, I don't think that this is going to catch up to Pudgy's market cap. I don't. But it's at $21.9 million. Could this thing go to $200 or $300 million? Well, that'd be a nice double up, right? So I'm pretty sure what, a $200 million market cap would be a 10x from here. It'd be a little less than a 10x, right? But I could see it. I really could see it. I could see the people wanting to buy a little of this because one, it's going to go up, and two, they think it's going to help the pudgy penguins they already own increase in value. They just work hand in hand, and I think at a $21.9 million market cap, it's a little bit of a steal. It's worth the gamble for me personally, not financial advice. Pengu Coin is the native cryptocurrency for the Pengu's ecosystem, a Web3 brand known for its NFT collections for Pengu avatars and expansions and merchandise, licensing and metaverse experience. Blues guy on point. Appreciate all the stuff he does. That is why I gave you a wrench, because he's there with the info for sure. Just really trying to back up what I'm saying and just following through so that everybody else who's here gets a little bit of extra information. Did we look at their website? Okay, I pulled it up, but I didn't really look at it. So let's do that. Where's the dark mode? All right. When you're wearing a white shirt while you're streaming, you have to make sure you're in dark mode. That's just how it goes. And so right now, Pudgy Penguins is currently holding 7.4 ETH, and it says plus 31 NFTs. Is that all the NFTs that are for sale? I don't know. Pudgy strategy, and it's just been pumping. Now, of course, there could be a better entry into Pudgy strategy. I mean, it's only at 20, almost, let's call it 22 million, because that's what it's 21.9, 22 million. But at such a low market cap, I personally wouldn't stress about getting a better entry. But if Bitcoin lulls, or if it starts to, we get some fear-induced pullback or something, even if it's tiny, it could pull back for sure, and there might be a better entry there. Anyways, let's move on from that. Get rid of the tabs that we don't need. Blues guy hitting you guys with all the information. I don't want to sit here and read it all out because I want to keep the stream going, and I want everybody to really have a great time here. So if you want to read the stuff Blues guy's putting in there, absolutely do that if you want more context about Pudgy Penguins. So we got 00, right? And Lifer brought this up on the stream. So, and in the spirit of the fact that he brought it up, we've been over it, but I'm going to touch on it again. $1.7 billion in market cap. It is very odd that this thing rolled out. Nobody heard about it. And they already had I think it was like 1.3 or something. I don't know. They had over $1 billion, almost $2 billion rolling out the gate. That's kind of wild. Got it on the max chart. So let's take a look. Look at that chart though. So $2 billion when they rolled out. This must have been a glitch. Like rolled down to 27 million. And then just boom, right back up to over 2 billion. Did they like sell out, buy back in? I don't know what they did. I don't even know if that would really work out math wise. Anyways, we're more concerned with what this is. It says infrastructure and Binance Alpha Spotlight. We did a whole stream on what Binance Alpha Spotlight is, kind of the history of Binance Alpha Spotlight, all of that fun stuff. Let's bring up 00. And I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on this because Lifer basically already pulled up the website and everything. A network of dedicated high-performance links engineered to bring low-latency network to everyone everywhere. So it's techie, it's infrastructure, it's got great partnerships like Coinbase. I mean, I think once Coinbase is involved, you know that they're not getting involved for no reason, right? Although they might... who knows how much Coinbase, I think the founder and stuff really loves crypto. But the people involved, they're probably just doing their job. But when you see them involved, like for example, Anoma, when I saw that it was Coinbase Ventures. What is Coinbase Ventures? They're an investor. They invest in things. They're not trying to invest in things that are stupid. They're not dumb at Coinbase Ventures. They're all in the crypto market. They know who's going to do something, who's not. They understand probably the people that are involved with certain projects and stuff. They know if they're credible or not credible, if they've done stuff in the past. Like, they're not dumb over there. They're not just handing out free money to rug pullers. I'm sure they've made mistakes, right? But my point is, when I saw that Coinbase Ventures was involved, it piqued my curiosity. It didn't tell me that the project was 100% go, but it definitely piqued my curiosity. So having this stream after Sam streams feels like walking in cozy lounge, nerding out after a music festival, right, Mr. J? Hey, I love that. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going live. So I know he's going a little bit shorter sometimes because he's in Singapore and stuff. I think usually on a Saturday night he does like 2 hours, if my memory serves me correct. But anyways, for anybody who's here, anybody who's a lifer, just know I'll be going live after. So like if he runs over to like 10:30, the stream will start after. And once we get dialed in and he's back home and stuff, I will probably have that figured out to where, you know, on YouTube it says I'm starting more roughly when I'm starting, right? So anyways, let's roll down, see if there's anything new. I love when we find new projects. We go through these, but another great place to find new projects is your top gainers, top losers. Mr. J, like a smoke room with cognac, cigars, and that blues guy, I'm sure, playing the blues. Oh, man. That would be phenomenal. Maybe if we had like some like virtual reality was where it needed to be, we could make that happen in some manner, shape, or form. So what do we got going on here that's different? So top 20 coin search in the last 7 days. Lena at the top of that. You got to take note of that. Plasma still. What has Plasma done chart wise? I'm not sure. In the 7 days, it's down 47%, 47.4%. Aster actually in the last 7 days only up 4.7%. Falcon Finance is one that I've showed, and you could just look down the 7-day change, and when they say NA, you know they haven't even been out for 7 days. Avantis, down 20%. Mira, down 50%. Somnia, which is a project I'm a big fan of, and we look at a lot of times on our Friday GameFi stream, which, by the way, Friday GameFi stream felt a little bit off. I kept trying to put my finger on it and like kind of shift it and change it, but it just felt really off. And then I didn't realize the game we were playing was lagging so hard. So we're just going to try to nail that. I don't feel bad about it necessarily, so I'm not dwelling on it, but I do want to increase it. I do want it to be better. I do want to nail it. So Somnia, I like a lot. We've been over many times. Of course, XAN, Anoma. I mean, it kind of feels like it's the channel's baby a little bit because we focus so much on it. I don't want to get too lost in the sauce like we're drinking the Kool-Aid of Anoma, but it just has so many things, and I think a lot of the people here really agree. So, yeah, you do with that information as you like. Just looking at the chat, says at Orhan Trador is not. What is Trador not? What isn't it? Open Eden. Let's click on that for a minute. I'm pretty sure we've been over Open Eden for sure. At this point, it's almost like hard to get projects we haven't looked at yet, but they're out there. There are projects we haven't looked at. Dapper Doggos ripped today. Doggos on Solana. I didn't get in. I'm waiting for a retrace. That's smart. Coin Operated. I appreciate Coin Operated just hopping in here like he's a regular and just getting right in the sauce and talking to everybody. I wish everybody who is watching would participate in the chat. No, not for the numbers, but for the community. Also, Open Eden, redefining finance with real-world asset tokenization. Open Eden is building the bridge to a new financial system. Our mission is to unlock trillions by bringing real-world assets on chain seamlessly and securely. Regulated, world-class, trusted. And you can trust them. Why? Because they put the word trusted right here on the website. That's how you know. That's how you know they're both regulated, world-class, and trusted. All right, all jokes. I'm just making jokes, all right? Don't get mad at me. So what are we at? I already took profits on Trador. I hope so, man. That thing looked like it banged. And Noma just seems like a great project not to not pay attention to. That's really how I found it. That's really how I feel about it. When we found it, I didn't have all of those vibes. It wasn't until we kind of went through our process of deep diving and research that we just started getting these little tidbits, all the interconnectedness, the Coinbase ventures, and it was just like, okay, This thing looks a little too good to just come out, dump, and just do nothing. I think they launched the coin a little bit early. Am I glad they did? Yeah, because I think it got beat down a little bit and we got a chance to get in, and then it can run later on and it's going to be great. That's my hope for it, not financial advice. We have to adapt fast, says Orhan. Exactly. BTC on fire. What's BTC doing? I can kind of slowly pull up the chart a little bit. Holy moly, what is BTC doing? I already hit my measured move for this flag. Man. And again, when we had that nasty dump, I got chewed up a little bit in my accounts. And then I bought, I don't know, 108.5 or 109. And I've just been holding still. So I think it's great. Joe J, BTC pumping. Yep. May you please check out Doggo. Reminds me of Pudgy Penguins, but dogs. Absolutely coin operated. When somebody comes in, especially a new name, although I do it just as much for anybody who, what am I trying to say? Anybody who's been here, right? I would do the same thing. But my point is, we will definitely look at anything that you want me to look at, because me looking at it is not a call to buy it, right? Chewed up big time. Yeah, I know Blue Sky feels me. I only had a small portfolio I was trading with, so most of my stuff is in long-term holds. So I didn't lose big, but out of my $100, or I think it was a little more than that, it was like 140, I got chewed up really big. But I've gotten most of it back from getting in there from the bottom. So you're down, but you're never out. And he says Doggo. Just want to make sure I got the right one. There's Doggo in you. There's just several other Doggos here. So deck screener, bro. Yeah. And honestly, CoinGecko has like a version of deck screener too as well. Let's see if we can pull up deck screener. And no, I've been there plenty of times. So what I was gonna say is that if it's to the last thing we were looking at. If I have the wrong one, just let me know, and we'll mess around with it until we get the right one, right? I'm assuming it's this top one because it's the one that's most relevant and moving. Blues guy coming in and just supporting what we're doing here by giving us some facts about Doggo. Orhan says, who's pumping the market? I don't know, but they're crushing it. I almost want to just check this BTC again, man. And anybody have Bookmap? Anybody here use Bookmap? Throw like a 222 in the chat if you have and also use Bookmap. All right, so this is Doggo. First, let's go to the Twitter. I understand they're not responsible for whatever I may come across here, but we're going to Twitter, so it's not like it's going to be a virus. We're going to go ahead and follow them. And as I follow them, if you could follow me, Crypto Ron, blue checkmark over on Twitter, greatly appreciated. And when I follow these different projects, I repost things. So sometimes you can get a feed of some good stuff as they say important things without having to follow them and be cluttered. The best dressed Doggo on every blockchain, Dapper Doggo, I like the name, doesn't just follow trends, it sets them. More than memes, more than coins, this is a movement. I was going to say it's just a movement. I just make up my own slogans for it because why not? ETH is going crazy. No, I don't have Bookmap. Miss Williams, you know what I'm talking about, right? The heat map that Sam always uses. All right, finally got all the espresso in the system so we could just keep on going here. Dilute it with a little water and we are off, right? So Bookmap, the heat map, of course. I could probably bring it up just so I could show it. I don't think it'll bog us down as far as the stream goes. Community driven, many Doggo projects are characterized by strong community focus where users rather than capital authority or central authority drives the development and direction of the project according to CoinM, which I believe is CoinMarketCap. Orhan says, oh yeah, I use CoinGlass liquidation map. Yeah, effectively the same thing. I remember seeing that. I just always saw Sam use Bookmap, so it was only, Bookmap was like $20 a month to have. I'm trading with a nice size portfolio at the time before I absolutely wrecked it by doing everything I was not supposed to do. This was many years ago, but I digress. Anyways, let's talk about this. So there's so many good conversations in the chat and things to talk about. It's hard to stay on track sometimes, so bear with me. Hello, CoinGecko. My request is to list Dapper Doggo. And see, CoinGecko Terminal, that's what it is. CoinGecko Terminal is very much like Deck Screener, sorry, saying it backwards, in my opinion. What's this notification? Just check it out live. Bill Nye followed me. The science guy? Following me? All right, so what else we got going on? It's just a warm-up. All right, let's get back. I want to check out their website. Price action looks great. Market cap, that's what I really need to know. 1.9 million. You guys heard that market cap? Oh, sarcasm BTC in the house. BTC like $200 away from an all new time high. That's almost it's almost a pretty good sign we're gonna get an all new time high. And then once you're in, see the treachery of being in the all new time high is price discovery. We don't know where we're going from that once we hit price discovery. Is it gonna rocket to like 130 or something crazy? Or is it just gonna grab a tiny bit of liquidity above the all-time high and then just, you know, go for some other liquidity somewhere else, right? All right. And for anybody who's hopping in, who's not usually here, drop a comment. Let us know you're here if you feel like it. Also, go check out the Discord link in the description. We'd love to see you over there. That Discord gets more and more active every day, and I honestly could not be more proud of the people in that Discord. All right, so let's hit the website. I'm doing a couple other things that I was going to bring up, Bookmap and stuff like that, just so I could show you it. Not shilling it. If you need to buy Bookmap, use Sam's affiliate link. Sarcasm BTC in the house. Yep, my friend said the bull market was over when we went to 110K. Now he's backtracking hardcore. Oh yeah, Orhan. Be careful who you're listening to. You know, that's why I have very few people who I take advice from in crypto. There's been several over the years, but I've changed a lot of those people, and it's mostly the lifer, because when I compared everybody's advice and tracked it, he was the most on point every time. And on top of that, he shows up every day, and those other people did not show up every day. So who do you think is more on the pulse? Who do you think has a better hand on the market? More than a dog, more than a coin, Dapper Doggo is just more than a collectible. It's a fusion of fashion, culture, blockchain utility. Every doggo comes dressed to flex. Every drop builds real scarcity, and every holder helps shape the future. I mean, this does look pretty good. I love meme coin, like community artwork, stuff like that. I love it. So for me, I want to always go all in on it. Now, are they simple and stuff? Sure, but so are Pudgy Penguins. Pudgy Penguins have a 1.9 billion in their market cap. So why couldn't this thing get to 100 million, right? I might have to buy some. Just bought a tiny bit of glass liquid is what I think he meant, because the name made me laugh. No, he meant what he meant. He bought some ass liquid. There's all kinds of coins with crazy names, and unfortunately, a lot of times they do well. So what? We could walk the dog, pat the dog, feed the dog, and that part's coming soon. I mean, it just makes sense that they would have that. I love the idea of them making real, toys to sell in, like, your Targets, your Walmarts, whatever, depending on where you are in the world, right? Sell online, and if they could put just even a 1% of the money they make off of those things in the market cap, boy, we could go some places with that. Fresh fits always. Yep. So we've covered a lot of this. Pretty cool. Definitely going to be keeping an eye on it. It's getting some motion. How can we really know if this has the power to really move? Would be a really cool place to go check this out are Bubble Maps Volume 2. Because it is, of course, Solana, right? Do we have the contract address here where I can easily grab? Well, I know it's on the Twitter, I'm sure. So let's go to the Twitter. And we'll pull it up and we'll take a look at it in that Bubble Maps Volume 2. And that will give us a lot of direction. Usually the contract, here it is. Is that what it is? Usually the contract address, here we go, is very easy to find. That seems like something you would want to make sure if you're launching a coin. All right, and so what does V2 Bubble Maps do? Well, if you're familiar with Bubble Maps, then you kind of get the concept, you get the idea. It is a digital representation, or a visual representation. It's digital for sure, but it's a visual representation of all the wallets and stuff that we know to be connected with or holding this coin, right? The Bubble Boy, exactly. All right, so the top wallet is holding 5% on chain. We don't seem, if they know what the wallets are, they'll actually have like a little name and description for them. Pump.fun creator right here. It says he only has 2% of the tokens. Now, you do have to keep in mind, it doesn't have any other ones connected, but you have to keep in mind that they can split, what they own out into different wallets and split it up, right? But even when they do that, a lot of times they draw a connection between those wallets. Like, you see these wallets they go together, these go together, these go together. That's them kind of splitting up their holdings between different wallets, right? Let's grab this big orange one. And then you come over here and it tells you straight up, this is $337 out to one address. That would be this address. And that 337 is in to this address. So they moved it to a different address. So it can be a really good way to see, like if you come in here and you see that, 30-40% of the supply, or even 20% of the supply is held by like two wallets, it's a good sign that somebody's holding all those tokens so that they can absolutely dump on everybody else. All right, glad that we covered that. Chat looks good. We're up to date there. So I appreciate you bringing that up. Hopefully I gave you everything that you were looking for. Coin operated. A new name in the chat. Love to see that. And where do we go from here? Well, we go back to CoinGecko, or CoinMarketCap actually, and see what else we got. So what was Starknet? I remember looking at Starknet when it first popped up on our radar. I can't say I was extremely impressed with it, but it just keeps coming up. So I think we need to revisit it a little bit here. Orhan says, yes, meme coins. I am now sniping from the surge page on XIOM. This coin called Pump Fun Office Orgy. Okay. Seems like the one. Well, I hope you make it big, Orhan, and it makes you a crypto billionaire. I really do. But we'll see. You keep us updated in the community charts, won't you? The Bitcoin DeFi layer. Starknet, again, about Bitcoin. And what do we have to say? Remember, I always say, narrative, niche, know your categories. Bitcoin DeFi. We're seeing a lot of projects with that Bitcoin DeFi category coming out. Now, are they all working together? Are they competing with each other? Are they all going to have their own quote-unquote layer 2s? For Bitcoin, can you even really have a layer 2 for Bitcoin when Bitcoin doesn't have smart contracts? So there's a question yourself. Are they just independent projects that are all about Bitcoin? Maybe. Next, let's have a look at React. I bought a bag. Of course, Blue Sky. Absolutely. We will look at that next. So, what do we got here? Earn yields on your Bitcoin securely and easily. So, it's about earning yields on your Bitcoin. And the whole thing about Bitcoin DeFi really is to bring all of that liquidity that's just chilling on cold storage wallets, a BTC, literally trillions of dollars out, and then get it circulating around, right? Get it moving. Now, do the people who have all that BTC want to move it around? I don't know. My intuition says no, they don't. As if they wanted to, they would move it into other things and they move it around. But if they can move it around and earn yield and stuff without actually having to risk their BTC, I think you got a winner there. So Starknet, it's been trending almost every day for the last couple weeks here. And Miss Williams says, I'm with you on that, Blues guy. I bought a bag too. All right, so we're going to go look at React because, well, everybody is reacting to React here. So, Reactive Network. All right, so right off the bat, this is a rebrand. So, Parse IQ. Is that what that's supposed to be? Or is it ParseQ? I don't know. But either ways, they rebranded. And that was before July 31st, 2025. It's chilling at about 9.5 cents. It came out, got it on the max chart. As far as CoinGecko is concerned, March 4th, 2025. And it's mostly pulled back. Does anybody notice that almost every coin does this when it first comes out? There's just sell pressure. People have been holding it from whatever amount of time, and there's sell pressure. First thing I don't love, it's not the end of the world, but it's the max supply is infinite. Not my favorite thing. It's got an Ethereum contract. We'll look at the website in just a minute. We'll look at the Twitter in just a minute. But what categories do we have here? We have infrastructure, smart contract, and a parallelized EVM, cross-chain communications. Blues guy giving us lots of information about it. We're gonna have your IQ so pumped up from being here at this channel. We're really gonna be making better speculative investments, huh? That's the goal anyway. But no financial advice, never. All right, transactions are multiplying exponentially. Data fragmentation is accelerating, and smart contracts must evolve. They must react. There you go. There's like kind of the whole thesis of what they're trying to do. What is reactive network? Well, multi-chain traffic is exploding to culminate the millions in transactions per second of a torrent of fragmented data, which no standard smart contract or dApp can manage. React Network is the coordination layer built for that scale. It lifts multi-chain events and computation into unified contract layers where React smart contracts operate as dynamic autonomous engines. They track every chain in real time and they settle outcomes seamlessly across chains. So they've already kind of given us, okay, this person came in here and said, where can I buy Libra coin crypto? Isn't Libra the Facebook coin? I don't know if he's just messing around or what, but I don't know. I'll look at it, but I don't think that there's anywhere to actually buy that. Anyways, they've given us what React Network is. They've told us what the problem is, and they've told us how they plan on solving the problem, and it seems like they're even telling us that they're capable of solving the problem. All good things, because all good products solve a problem. If there's no problem, then what is the product for? You're not needed, and therefore value will not flow to you if you don't actually have any kind of solution to anything, if you're not doing anything, right? Now, I'm not going to read everything on here because I really get what they're putting down here. I hope you do too. See if anything's going on. Blues guy is Stephen Hawking's. Okay, that's a take. He says, ha, in the house. Yep. Appreciate everybody who's in here. Check out the Discord if you want to become a part of the community. It is free, and the link is in the description. Let me know if it works, because sometimes they want to change it on me constantly. So this is React Network. I like it. It looks good. Let's go back to the tokenomics here a little bit. Oh, we got to look at their Twitter, of course. Can't leave that out. So their Twitter says 70.5 thousand followers. It's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and give them a follow. I think they have earned that, because I like the narrative. I like what they're trying to solve. It's very techie. A lot of times retail is not really impressed by techie solutions to problems that most retail didn't know were problems. But that's where the money flows a lot of the time. Not the retail money, but the money from ecosystems. Like if there are ecosystems that have a big problem with this and they come in, they have a working product, well, they're going to give them money to solve it so that they can be a better blockchain, right? So if they have real solution, money is going to flow to them, in my opinion. Not financial advice. But yeah, I really am here just to see how many followers they have. It's a good amount of followers. And how long were they out? March 4th? Yep, March 4th, 2025. So not very long ago. And they're only chilling at about 10 cents with $29.7 million in their market cap. You may be on to something there. You may be on to something. And I will screenshot this real quick if it lets me, so that I can drop that in the Discord. We'll try to do that for the live a little bit more. Just so if anybody sees anything that on here and then they're like, oh, what was that coin he was talking about? Well, you'll be able to find it most likely in the community charts is where I'm going to put it. I'll probably start a separate channel actually if I do a lot of these screenshots. So let's get ourselves back to baseline. Very glad to be researching things that the community wants to see. And he asked about Libra. All right. Wow, they didn't even let me choose which Libra I wanted. There are 2 Libras. So give me a market cap. Okay, so that one has a lot of market cap. That one has almost no market cap. So we're going to stick with this one. I'm assuming that Ha is still here, and I'm also assuming that this is the coin that he wanted to know about. And the first thing you're going to do if you want to know where you can get something is scroll down and go to markets. You can buy this on Radium, Meteor, Orca. What do all of these have in common? They're all decentralized exchanges. That's what they all have in common. And so that's where you can buy it right now. It looks like decentralized exchanges. Now let's go to the max and see how long this thing has been around. Since February 14th, 2025. Very small market cap, $4.3 million in market cap. So pretty tiny. And why does he want this coin? I don't know. Let's go to their Twitter and see what the heck they are. Okay. Well, I don't think that they are the Facebook coin. So we got Clarin, the Great Argentina Scam. This seems saucy. You know, this seems like this could get really saucy, right? Wow. Okay, it's... Hold on, wait. Why did it take me to this person's... That's their Twitter? Is this like some kind of marketing theme? Did something go terribly wrong? Why did it take me to this Twitter? I realize now that this has absolutely nothing to do with the coin. Is this a joke? This thing hasn't been around very long. Libra. Maybe I'm just totally missing something here. Maybe this is all about Argentina and their struggle. You know, maybe. All right. Crypto Cash. Anyone that respects Lifer is a friend of mine. I'll hit the like button now. Thank you, Crypto Cash. Yeah, Lifer is an amazing person, and I'm very lucky to call him a friend. And the fact that he shouted me out and kind of, you know, vouched for me is, you know, been amazing. It's the president of Argentina, says SGT Slick Crypto. Yeah, the guy, but is that what the coin is about? Am I just missing something here? Like that's... all right. Let me go back again. That's not his name, though. What does Libra have to do with what's going on? I also am not from the country and don't speak the language, and I could be a Spanish word for something that I don't know what it is. Okay, so it's the president's meme coin himself. Did you miss that the entire time before Trump dropped his? I didn't miss the political action of what was going on and stuff with this. No, I didn't miss that. Now, the fact that he launched a meme coin, I did miss that. I wasn't paying attention to that. Also, this meme coin hasn't been around very long. Crypto Cash in the house, SGT in the house. Yeah, I appreciate you. Welcome everybody in. And yeah, so now I understand. Now I get it. Now, again, we're here to raise our crypto IQs together. So if somebody's on to something, we're going to look at it, and then we will all know about it, including myself. I am not above being part of the community either. But that's cool. It has a very small market cap. It hasn't been around a crazy long time. Let's go to like the 7-day. This is not a TA channel, so if you wanted TA on the coin, shout it out on the Lifer channel when he is live. Yeah, looks like it's been pretty volatile, pretty up and down. Says, think Libra stands for freedom. Could be wrong. I mean, it would make a lot of sense if that guy made a meme coin. I'm sure he would go with something that meant like freedom. And they don't speak, you know, English is not their language over there. It was all over X a while ago. Okay, SGT, I hear you. I don't live on Twitter, you know. Got a lot of things to do in a day. I run multiple companies and stuff like that. I love crypto, but I don't catch every little thing everywhere, and nobody catches every little thing everywhere. That's the whole thesis of this channel, is that we're a community who brings it all together for the good of everybody in the community, right? So Joe J says, pretty sure it was rugged. Okay, that's a hot take. I mean, there was a bunch of liquidity. I mean, they had $69.6 million in its market cap, and now it has 4.3, so there's a good chance it might have rugged. Chipper says a bunch of people got rugged in it. It was like the first big presidential meme drop and caused a lot of people to lose. Okay. So yeah, presidential meme drop. Yeah, I get it. So Chipper says, I hate to bring it up. Don't know if you've already talked about it. XCL, last 24 hours was crazy in the charts. Okay, and Blues Guy says he's Spanish, and he says it means pound or horoscope sign. All right. I was DCAing SPX at the time and just was observing it. All right, well, SGTI, Slick Crypto is probably what I'll just call you. Slick Crypto, I'm glad you avoided the treachery of getting dumped on from this coin. And we're going to move on to what Chipper wanted to look at. What was it? XCL. And again, guys, nobody has the bandwidth to remember every single coin in crypto, everything it does, every timeline, everything, right? So you can't beat up on anybody too much if they miss something in crypto. And I say that for not for myself, but more for like the community, you know? If anybody's in the Discord talking and stuff and they miss something, let's be nice to them, you know? Just the same values and everything that Lifer has, I also have, and I want this to be a good place for everybody. So if they miss something, just fill them in. All right. Now, what is this? XCL. $29.5 million in its market cap. Where's the website? No description breakdown of what it is. I'm assuming I got the right thing. It's on Uniswap. Yeah, Blues Guy said it best. Respect is the key. Exactly. Respect everybody, because when you don't respect people, it really just shows that you probably don't respect yourself. You know, it's the vibe it gives off. I'm not saying that about nobody. I'm just saying, like, to other people who are, you know, secure in themselves, it usually gives off the vibe that you don't really respect yourself. So always, you know, try to not come across that way. Much love always. Thank you, Slick Crypto. And Slick Crypto, I just want to say, man, I wasn't directing that at you. It just made me think of some things for the community in general, right? I don't want you to think that was directed towards you. Only on Dex. Yeah. All right, I'm trying to find a website or a Twitter or something. And I'm probably just missing it because I have this very bright light right in my face. It's very annoying, actually. Let me fix that. Had to throw everything together rather quickly because I was watching the Lifer. Then I was like, oh no, I got 10 minutes to get it, you know, the room all set up and all the lights on and everything. There's a little bit to it. What does everybody think of the little bit of countdown, the little countdown window? You know, you get a little music and a countdown. At least it's a little more than just staring at a thing that says, you know, underground crypto will be here soon or something like that. Thought it was a little more interesting. At least you could get some music or something. Why am I not seeing a Twitter or something? I'm not seeing nothing. So, I mean, unless we're going to do TA on this, which I'm not, There's not a lot to say here. I do like that it's already at 28.7 million in market cap. And honestly, that market cap seems substantial enough that we would have a website or a Twitter. Miss Williams says, I like it. Oren says, I like the countdown. SGT is awesome. Absolutely, he is, Blue Sky. We don't know what we don't know until we do. That exactly. Crypto community is so supportive. Everyone is great. Most of the time, yeah. Protocol not out yet. Pre-sale ended in 2 days ago. Launched. X community shilling a lot. Okay. Loving the positive vibes here, brother. Hey, thank you, Coin Operated. We're going to keep it that way. You know, we're serious about what we do. You know, we're really trying to balance the vibe out to where it's collective. We're having a good time. People are talking. We can make jokes. We can look at things for people and fill other people in. But, you know, as much as we're having a good time, we're also very serious about what we're doing, because we also are, this is, you know, for a lot of people, this is their way out. You know, I'm sure there's a couple people here because they just love crypto. And of course, you come to love crypto as you indulge in it and you get with it. But most people came here because they needed a way out of the rat race. They needed some hope that one day they could, you know, have all of the things that they wanted, and that they could take whatever little bit of money they had and enrich their life, right? And so that's why we got to have that little bit of tinge of like seriousness, because, you know, there's a lot of people's hopes and dreams on the lines here. So BTC was at 124.307. Trading is way easier with a stream playing for me. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. You know, you can just bounce on the weekends, and Orhan's just waking up, of course. It's morning for him. So you can kind of just bounce from the lifer to the underground crypto, and then we just dive in even deeper. And man, you just keep cycling those. Your crypto IQ and trading IQ is going to be through the roof. Okay, again, we need to move this. Sorry if I'm talking a lot and I'm not actually looking at this. XCL. Let's move to Twitter real quick and see if we can't pull something up about it, because I'd like to know more about it. XCL World XCL launch official. Should know if it says official in the description. A lot of times it's not the official, right? So they're saying, attention, the only XCL token is on Binance Smart Chain. Be aware of any XCL tokens found on other chains, particular ERC20 or DRC20. Okay. Hopefully this is the legitimate channel saying that and not the people on Binance. Maybe they're not. You know, it could be all flipped. You don't really know. Blues guy nailing it. Never financial advice. Exactly. Be accountable for the decisions that you make with your own portfolio. You know, if you don't want to be accountable for the money that you invest in stuff like that, just go get a 401k or whatever, you know, applies to whatever country you're in or whatever. For America, it'd be like a 401k, and they'll invest your money for you, and you'll make very little, you know. Maybe you'll lose a lot less for a lot of people. All right. Kind of wanted to know what the whole point of this was all about, right? What are we looking at? What the heck is this? Network statuses. Seems very techy. Side chains. So Coin Operated said, when did you get into crypto? Remember my first BTC DTA purchase on September 29th, 2020. Let's see. I got into crypto. I don't know the exact date or anything like that. Honestly, I'm not really a dates kind of person and stuff. Just not my vibe. Let me hit this water real quick. So much talking in this fan overhead. Definitely needed that. All right. I got into crypto. Would be what? 5.5 years ago? 6 years ago? Something between like 5.5, 6 years ago. And I've told this story before, but I'll do it real fast. So I was, you know, there was a big pandemic that happened in the world, and all the stocks and things took a tumble. I was not much of a stock guy or anything, but I had a little bit of money to play around with. Not stimulus money, but just money I had to play around with from my work. And so I went and bought a bunch of stocks. They went up about, I don't know, 2-3 months later after I bought them, maybe 4 or 5, I don't remember. They went up and I took profits. And when I took profits on everything, I was on Robinhood app and there was 2 cryptos, Dogecoin and Ethereum. So I threw some money in Dogecoin, like $220 out of my profits, right? It was house money. And it ran up to like over 20 grand. And that just really sparked this thing in my mind that I needed to learn about crypto. And I started with all kinds of channels like BitBoy. BitBoy was probably my favorite channel at the time. You know, he was so hype in the mornings. He really drew you in. And then they had Around the Blockchain, if you're familiar with that show. It was a great show. I don't know why they had to ruin it. The whole channel they ruined, but you know, that's another topic. But anyways, that's where I found Sam. Was on Around the Blockchain, and I could just tell he knew what he was talking about, and so I went and followed his channel, and that's how I became a lifer. All right, we won't spend a crazy amount of time on that. Orhan says, stay hydrated. 2020-21 was a vibe. Yeah, it really was. And so, yeah, once I had, seen just a small amount of money go way up, and then, of course, there was money going up everywhere in crypto at that time. We had real altcoin seasons. It's like a myth or a legend nowadays. I get the gut feeling, and it's just a gut feeling, right? You can't do so much with that. But I do get the gut feeling that we will see another crazy altcoin season. But I think it'll be very short, but it'll be parabolic. And I hope so. And Coin Operator said, cool story. Exactly. I appreciate you saying that. A lot of alt pumping right now. So, yeah, Miss Williams, maybe we are launching that altcoin season right now. And it's been rough. I mean, you hear Sam talk about it all the time, Lifer talk about it. It's been really rough to hold in. When I was investing, I had enough to buy a little more than 1 Bitcoin, or I could take that money and divvy it out between a bunch of alts. I had seen a lot of altcoin season. Of course, the things that had made me a bunch of money were altcoins. So I went with altcoins, right? That's a natural thing to do. And so it's been like neck and neck for if I would have been better off with BTC or if I'm doing better with the altcoins. I kind of think that there's more upside with some of the altcoins and things that I hold. But we'll see. At the top of the market, when I sell, I'll know if I got more money than what BTC is at that time, right? Different coins, different narratives, but same vibe, right? Exactly. So we're over on Top Gainers, Top Losers. This is where we find a lot of cool stuff. Giggle's giving it back. They're giving back 33%. Call it 34%. In the last 24 hours. I don't know, man. I get a very odd vibe about that. I almost was entertaining it and giving it, a pass. But I don't like charity coins. Like I just don't like charity coins. I just don't think that that people usually have good intentions when they have charity coins, right? So we have this DAgent AI. We went over it yesterday. It's up another 63% in the last 24 hours, which is kind of wild. $2.86. Max chart. Oh wait, I thought that was 24 hours. Okay. I know we went over this before because I literally have it written on my desk. My desk is like a big piece of glass, glass top. So I just write on it with the Expo marker and the whiteboard marker, and I have it written down. So I know I've been over it before. $284 million in its market cap. Who here doesn't understand tokenomics? Who here doesn't look at tokenomics when they are investing in a coin? If you don't understand tokenomics, it is crucial that you understand tokenomics. And the great part is it's not really some kind of major mathematical calculation that you can't understand. It's actually relatively simple, to be honest with you. I think most people could easily grasp the basics of tokenomics. All right. So this is AIA. It has 1 billion in its max supply and 99.5 in its circulating supply. Of course, I say this because then we're going to talk about the tokenomics, max supply, circulating supply. What does that mean? How do they come up with the price? $2.84. How did they get that price? So it has a SWI contract address and a Binance Smart Chain contract address. Absolutely. I remember looking at this because I love to see, a SWI native kind of coin. Of course, it has a BNB, Binance Smart Chain contract address, but you don't see SWI contract address on too many things, to be honest with you. I don't know why it doesn't want to load up. Maybe because I just have too many things open. It's that dang book map slowing us down. I might have to close book map. Yeah, we're gonna close book map. Exit without saving. Apologize. Give me 2 seconds here and we will get everything flowing nice and clean again. All right, now we can refresh and see. Yeah, it was book map. So building trustworthy AI autonomously, right? So we envision a future where AI agents and humans co-govern decentralized systems, making decisions that are transparent, consistent, and anchored in history. Orhan is talking. He says, crypto in 2014 was a dream fever. It was psychedelic. It was radical, man. Exactly. Did they take that away from us, Orhan? Are we not going to ever feel that again? I hope not. Bitcoin for $500. Time travelers, man. Yeah, exactly. But you have to think, like, what is something you're going to look back on 2 years from now, 4 years from now, 10 years from now, and think that same thing about, right? That's where we have to stay focused, because if you didn't buy Bitcoin at $500, like, you missed it. Unless you're time traveling, you ain't going back and you're not getting it. So we need to stay a little bit more focused on how do we nail it so that we don't look back and start saying the same stuff, right? We envisioned a future where AI agents and humans co-govern. Yeah, didn't I just read that? I did. Man, I got all enthusiastic too for nothing. Largest AI agent infrastructure on SWI, Binance Smart Chain, and BTC. D-Agent AI. I like how they went with D-Agent, like decentralized agents in AI. Empowers AI agents to think, agree, and remember, just like humans, but better. Okay, I don't know how they're like humans, but better makes sense. Decentralized AI governance, verified, transparent execution, persistent AI memory, AI-powered DAOs collaboration, interoperable modular design. Man, interoperable and modular, those are some high IQ, crypto IQ words right there. Scalable and autonomous AI economy. All things you would learn if you had been watching this channel for even the last week and a half. You would know exactly what both modular and interoperable were. Why decentralized AI fails today. So now they laid out what they did, and now they're kind of telling you what the problem is and what they, and the fact that they're going to try to solve that, right? Let's see. Says, anybody here have the Minotaur trading bot? I will tell you, Coin Operated, that I don't have that bot. I don't even know what the bot cost. I remember watching Sam use that bot before he even had told everybody about it, because he tested that thing for a while before he actually came out and told everybody about it. So props to him for doing that for everybody. He didn't just come out and shill it, not that he shills it, but he didn't just come out and sell it to everybody when he met those people and they told him about it. He tested it himself. He put his money in it, and he took the risk for everybody to make sure that it actually worked before he gave it to his community. And that is just a serious reflection of his commitment to his community. It's not a joke. It's not just something he's doing because, to make money off of people. Trust me, it's not. Consensus, the multiple personality dilemma. So AI agents, unlike traditional nodes, can produce different results on different devices due to small computational variance. This creates challenges in reaching consensus when decisions are not deterministic. So this is really kind of getting nitty gritty when it comes to AI, but this is good because it's just starting to point out maybe some flaws with AIs that need to be fixed that the average person would just have absolutely no idea about, right? Split decision maker. AI agents may give contradictory answers the same question. I mean, if you've ever used ChatGPT, my goodness, it's not sentient. Let me tell you that. It's not sentient. So disrupting consistency, ensuring decision traceability, and output consistency is key to maintaining agents' reliability. Continuity. Hopefully I said that right. Agents, they hit me with all kinds of words that you've never said before. Normally when you're reading things, they're words you've used before. not when you're reading crypto web pages. Agents without memory. So AI agents face limitation in state persistence and context management, which prevents knowledge accumulation across sessions. A lack of memory can disrupt decisions continually and consistency. All right, and I just really wanted to read that because, we haven't really found somebody who's really talking about the nitty-gritty problems that are within AI agents. So I really thought that that might be a moment to raise our crypto IQs. Make sure we're up on the chat here. And I'm not. I got to scroll way down. Chat's been going wild. I love it. No, I do not coin operated. I wish. Does anybody know what it costs? It costs $12,000. Okay, Miss Williams. Thank you very much. She was the first one to say it. 12K. Damn. Let me put 1.2 bucks on 10K leverage and make that 100% gain. That's hilarious. Yeah, that is how a trader thinks for sure. This is the price with discount too. Okay, with a discount. I thought it was like 25 or something. He does love it though. Might be worth it. I mean, he's done the research as far as the bot itself working and making money and not losing money, So I believe wholeheartedly that it hits and it works. But, it's for your price range, if 12 grand is a lot of money to you, then maybe you don't need to buy the bot. Maybe you need to invest in things and 10x your money and then maybe buy the bot when it's not really much to you. Make you think how profitable being a coder software, its Minotaur bot is 12K. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there are a lot of trading bots out there. I mean, you could go to Floki.com and get a trading bot. You can go to mini Telegrams and get a Telegram trading bot and stuff. But it's the execution and the profit. I mean, let's cut right through the smoke there. It's about the profit. And when those people from Minotaur made that and they realized that they had a real product that worked, they weren't going to give it to you for $100 a month or something like that. They were going to make you pay for it because they know that there's some people in this world with some big money who 12 grand is like $1 to them or less. It's like 50 cents to them, and they'll gladly pay more than 12 grand. So Orhan says, or learn how to code a bot and resell. GitHub is filled with resources for coders. Yeah, I was just talking the other day about, it's a friend of a friend, but he coded a bot to give sport picks, right? Then he took like $3 grand. He didn't have a lot of money, but he took $3 grand and he did ads across sports radio, and he got like 120 people to sign up for his bot. Now, I don't know what he charges for his bot and things like that. I don't know if he's underwater or not. I don't know if his bot works. I don't even know what his bot is because this was coming from a buddy of mine. But just shout out that he did something, he made it happen, and he got customers. So anyways, AIA, D-Agent AI. That's what you want to remember about this, is that they're trying to solve problems in AI, and they are largest AI infrastructure on SWI, Binance Smart Chain, and BTC. And a lot of what this is about, I haven't said this in a while, is like we learn these things about these projects and you categorize them and you put them in your mind so that when you see the project, you kind of know where it fits and what it does. Very helpful if you're building a portfolio or something, right? At this point in the game, I would hope that you have a portfolio. And just my own personal experience is not financial advice, but I know that a lot of people want to make moves and they don't have the patience to sit and just let the moves that they made play out. And I was like this when I first got into crypto, and it was filled with a lot of regret. Sometimes you're going to hit, but a lot of times you're going to move out of stuff right before it pumps into stuff that already pumped and just rinse and repeat. Because you're following what pumps, but it's already pumped. You want to be positioned before it pumps. That's why Crypto Lifer does such a good job, is because he's projecting in the charts what is to come, not trading what has already happened, right? And whatever happened to BTC, did it pull back? It did pull back. We ran up to 124,355. Came back down to 123,282, and we're chilling at 123,491. Still up from where I was. I'm glad I didn't sell. Just held in that position. All right, so Collector Crypt. Who here loves cards, collectible cards? Who here has ever, when they were a child? Maybe you don't anymore. I mean, I'm not a huge card collector, but I have a few cards. I have small children. We're going to talk about this Collector Crypto, or Crypt cards is the ticker, because this is really cool. And when I've dabbled in this world a little bit, there is a lot of people who love this type of stuff. So bringing it to crypto, I think, was a great idea. And I mean, man, wait, they say it's only up 46.7%. That can't be right. You're telling me from $0 to $71 million is only a 46% increase? There's no way. Okay, it's because we were on market cap. All right. So, yeah, a 1,115.8% increase, and it only has a $71.7 million market cap. I think this thing could do well. And what it is and what it does, we're going to get into in just a second. But it's one of those things, it's like a business that runs. I don't think that, I mean, people might sell it a little bit for sure during a bear market, but I think this is the type of project that could run a little bit independently from the market. Now, not so much its market cap and stuff. I just mean relevancy, people using it making money. I think it could do straight through any bear or bull market. So my issue is not taking profits and then round trip. But yeah, I learned that because, Coin operated when I told you my story, how I got in. I mean, I just randomly came up on something, right? And so it caught my attention. I had to learn, but I still knew nothing, right? I didn't know about the 4-year cycle. So I thought, I mean, what's going to stop Dogecoin from going to $1 or $2 or $10? I was hopium. It was on the hopium. I was hoping for the moon, and I did not understand how things worked. Trust me, when we entered the bear market, I educated myself and I buckled down. And that's why I'm able to stand here today and talk to all of you guys. So, hard work pays off, which is important. But, I have been through a lot of the painful things that most crypto people have been through. So I feel you, Coin operated. I get it. Do you prefer trading websites for leverage? Orhan, I think I know what you mean. You mean like centralized exchanges? Do you have a... Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry, I really read that wrong. Do you have a preferred trading website for leverage? I like MEXC Global. That's where I do most of my trading, is on MEXC. I love how fast they have stuff. Of course, I have a Weeks account, of course. Weeks is great. Weeks is very much like MEXC, and I don't find that there's many coins that Weeks doesn't have that MEXC does have. Sometimes it happens, but most of the time, Weeks is just as good about having the coins. Blues guy coming in, giving us a little info about Collector Crypt. So this thing is all about collecting coins. And if you're in the world of collectibles, cards, you would know that having them evaluated and stuff like that is a really big deal. There's a few companies that do it. It costs money. You normally don't get the value. You normally don't get the rating that you think you should get. Let's put it that way, right? And so I like what they did. Like they call them slabs. So, they put the team in like slabs, right? With a rating. It's pretty cool. And if you have a coin that's seriously worth some money, you get it evaluated like this. And if they give it a really good rating, that's what gives collectors the confidence to really spend the top dollar to buy your token, to buy your card, Because if you're just on the internet trying to sell like a Babe Ruth baseball card, and you haven't gotten it evaluated or something, if it's well below market, somebody might snatch it up. But like if you're asking top dollar and you don't have it evaluated and scored and in a slab and stuff, good luck. All right, caught up on chat. So vault and trade your collectible. So basically, collectors bring, instead of me just telling you, I'll just read the article. Collectors bring real-world collectibles into the 21st century. Vault your physical collectibles securely, trade them with others, and even collateralize your assets for loans. So many cool things here. The only hiccup to this type of model that I can think of is I want a contract or something like that. Like if I give you $500,000 worth of collectible cards, not that I have that, but if you had something really valuable, they're going to hold it for you, right? And what they're going to do is they're going to take them, they're going to hold them in their vault, and they are going to give you a digital representation of it. So you could trade it. This thing could get sold all around the world and stuff. And then I don't really know the details. Like I don't know if you can hit them up and say, hey, I'd like to, I own the coin. Here it is. I prove it. Or I own the card. Sorry. I'd like my card. I don't know if it works like that. I would assume it would. I don't know why they wouldn't. But because once they do that, trust goes down and that hurts their whole business. But anyways, that's kind of the crutch is they own it all in a vault. So what happens when they go bankrupt? Is it like an exchange with not your keys, not your crypto? I mean, you don't have it in your vault. Your card might have a digital representation in your wallet, but you don't have it in your vault. So what happens when they go bankrupt? And then just like we saw with many exchanges like Voyager and FTX, what did they do? Well, they sold all of that crypto to very large conglomerates for pennies on the dollar. Makes you wonder. I'll take a hot take that Voyager might have been a setup from the get-go to get a bunch of people's crypto into their holdings and then go bankrupt and sell it to basically themselves, other big conglomerates, so that they could buy it all up for nothing. Because they were buying it based off of its value at the bear market, not when they actually went down, right? They conveniently chose to valuate that money at the lowest price and then give you less than 100% of the lowest value, not actually what it was worth, and then sell all the rest of it to creditors. Somebody came up on a bunch of crypto for pennies on the dollar. And is that a tactic that the rich will use to steal from the modern day man? It's a hot take, I tell you. It's a hot take. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because I have seen it trending and I'm really surprised about how much attention it's got. And it's in the top 2 gainers of the day. It's crazy. So we have this Aristotle, right? So like Aristotle, but you see it's got like the AI in it, right? Is this a meme? Probably a meme. But it's very AI, intelligence, meme, AI agents, Virtual's protocol ecosystem. Is Virtual's waking up? I don't know. Cookie DAO. Is this all waking up? It might. I hope so. I have let's talk about past tense. I had a $2,000 portfolio full of AI agents, and I'm still holding them. And I'm hoping that I can get at least above water. Now, the good thing is I could have one coin, I could have one coin out of my portfolio, come back to life, do extremely well because AI agents pump for the rest of the altcoin season or something, and it could cover all the losses of everything else. This is crypto. Or all the ones that I own could do nothing, and then new ones come out and they pump to the moon, and I just get totally washed. But it's okay. That is part of investing, right? What are we running up on? So we started at 10. It's 11:30, an hour and a half. Nice. So this fancy is a base blockchain token. I don't see any other contract address. Let's go to their website. Fact check news, claims, text, and videos, content in real life. Not a narrative that I'm a fan of. So this is like fact checkers. Is this the same thing? What happened? AI Seer? This is a totally different website. Yeah, Facility AI. Facticity. I don't like that word. That word's stupid. All right. I just give it to you as I feel it. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of an unfiltered channel, although I'm going to keep it family friendly for the most part. Except for when we're like on MemeX and we're scrolling through our feed and it shows some wild stuff. Matter of fact, when I was scrolling through MemeX today myself, I definitely saw some, things you can't put on YouTube. Let's put it that way. And so we got to be a little careful with this. I'm on my own profile, so I'm not worried about it on my own profile. But yeah. Anyways, if you don't know what MemeX, I don't know why I keep calling MemeX. MemeX is, it's like a Twitter I know I segued, all right, sorry. BTC all-time high question mark? I don't know, did it just pump again? Man, we going in 100 different directions. So I don't think so. Let's pull it up on the daily. No, its all-time high is 124. Let's see. I'm trying to do it the proper way. If I just pull my thing, roughly it's 124,537. Call it 124,500. Unless it had another pop, I guess I should just hit the weekly. Yeah, I don't see anything else. On the weekly, it looks like it. Yeah, definitely that's as high as it's been. So like 124.5, 124,537 if you want to get really intricate. Let me get my chart back to where I want it. Sorry, I know you can't see the chart. This is not a TA channel, but we will keep a pulse on it. And yeah, that 124. Hold up. Okay, there's the rest of it. And I'm going to set an alert real quick. So if it goes above the all-time high while we're live, we will at least get an indication. All right, and back. So we're talking about MemeX, right? I think MemeX is really cool. I think they need to buckle down on what they're allowing on their website. But I also am... I like free speech too, you know, so it's a hard thin line there. That's honestly not for me to figure out. But one thing I will say is that MemeX does connect directly to your Twitter account. You give it access. It tells you what it actually does. It can't really do much at all. You can like see your username and stuff like that. But anyways, they got some heavy incentives for you to be involved. I mean, they're giving $10,000 to 30 people. Then they're giving another $5,000 to 20 people, and $2,000, and then $800, and then $600. And so they're giving money in this season. Everybody wants airdrops. They're just straight giving people cash to the top 500 people on here. Now, can you be number one? I have no idea, but could you maybe be number 337? That might be a lot more doable. So definitely come follow me on MemeX, and let's talk back and forth, or like comment back and forth and stuff. See if we can't run up our profiles a little bit, right? And then what else did they have? They had staking for Meme Core. So this is built around Meme Core. If you've seen Meme Core pumping a ton, I didn't understand it myself for a long time, but now I get it. Now I understand why it's pumping, because this is Twitter with all of your Web3 functions. Everything that we really wanted to see Twitter roll out, we have MemeX. So until Twitter rolls it out, I think MemeX might be the king of Web3 social media. I think that they kind of did it the right way. But it's yet to be seen if they have staying power. They're going to need to keep working every day and integrating. They can't just leave it the way it is, right? So BTC already all-time high on Canadian dollars. Okay. Blues guy, I'm sure, is very happy about that. All right, let's get back to our Aristotle, right? $37 million in its market cap. Max chart says August 10th, 2025. And I'm not a fan of it. I'm just going to throw that out there. Did I say that already? I don't like fact checking and all of that stuff. I think that is pretty lame. Now, community notes and things like that. I mean, what's the line between community notes and fact checking? I weigh rhetoric with reason, memes, and metaphysics. Now, do we want memes to tell us our fact checking? Like, look at this. Look at this guy. Look at the logo. That's who you want to tell you what is real versus false? I think it was a bad idea. AI seer making speedy accurate. I just think this was a terrible idea. It's not very often that I get like such a strong like intuition towards a project. I just think you don't make the meme coin like, I think about Pepe. Pepe's awesome. Do you want Pepe to tell you if something's true or not true? Do you want Shiba Inu to decide for you if something is real or not? Of course you don't. That's ludicrous. Oh wow, humans AI, sorry, heart getting a pump today. I haven't heard about this project in a really, really long time. Yeah, Blue Sky says he's very happy about it indeed. Absolutely. Wow. And we are just continuing to rip, huh? So right now we're chilling at basically 124,000. Our most recent little pump up there was like 124, 427. I mean, I'm pretty confident you're about to see an all-time high for Bitcoin right now. The real question is, do we hit an all-time high and immediately pull back under the all-time high, or do we go into price discovery? Like, you know, there's a big difference between this going to like 125.5 or 126 and then pulling back into ranges we've been to before, and this like going up to like 126, retesting the previous all-time high or something, and then just going into, you know, into moon mode, into project what do you call it, all-time high discovery. Yeah, going into project discovery, and then who knows what we're doing from there. That'll send altcoins in a frenzy if it can hold above that previous all-time high. Yep, Blue Sky, I'm pretty sure it's about to do it, because usually we don't get that much push and get that much momentum up, and then we didn't get a huge pullback right away, which is, if we weren't going to get an all-time high, usually we get a huge pullback right off the bat, right? Maybe they're drawing longs in and they're going to crush them. Nobody knows. All I know is the fact of my own ignorance. I love that saying. So let's talk about humans AI, right? This thing has been around for quite some time. Let's look at the max chart. December 12th, 2021. So a really long time, right? $45.2 million in its market cap. Hasn't done a whole lot to tell in all this time. Maybe it's waking up. I don't know. Ethereum contract, osmosis contract. We'll touch on the website real quick. Orhan says, I have reason to believe that we are going beast mode, so to speak. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I think we were about to get altcoin season. I think we were about to really crush it in September, at the end of September there. And the powers that be, you know, who they are, I don't know, but do they exist? I absolutely believe they do. And I think they pulled us back with that dip right there that we had before we got into Pumptober, because I don't think it fit the line. I think the market was frothy and wanted to go, but I don't think they were ready for it to do that for whatever reason, and they really pulled us back. But that's my own speculation, right? You can't take that into your own wallet. AI and blockchain ecosystem making AI work for humans, and this is an AI project, right? But it came out in 2021, haven't heard much about it, and honestly, unless they've rolled something new out, we'll check their Twitter, they're probably gonna get pushed down by all the newer AI projects. Yep, exactly. So, creator of blockchain of AIs, builder of AIverse, right? So what have they done lately? What have you done for me lately? That's what we really want to talk about. 62.3 thousand followers. Not the biggest amount of followers for a project that's been around since 2021. 1 trillion AI market by 2030. Okay, cool. But that was pinned post on September 25th, and it only has 3,000 impressions. Not good. It says not your grandpa's chatbot. Now that's genuinely funny, right? Because one day they will say stuff like that and it'll be legitimate. I personally know that a lot of people were very bullish about this at one point. I don't think it has the sauce that we need right now. I think there's too many other... I think AI companions we looked at the other day is probably going to outperform that, right? So you have worthless coin. Now, I've seen worthless coin trending quite a bit, which seems a little disappointing because what was the other coin? We had worthless coin and we had... What's the other one? Useless coin. And then I think we have multiple worthless coins, right? So this is the worthless coin that I'm familiar with, that is connected with the app, the mobile app Moonshot. that a lot of people were very bullish on. A lot of very grassroots marketing of it. People just naturally grasping it and putting it out. What happened to that, I don't know. If you know who Joe Prayer, I don't know exactly how to say his last name, but he's a YouTuber, and I like him a good bit. I've watched him a lot over the years. A lot of his picks were really good, and a lot of times he focuses on getting in projects during the whitelisting, so he's got a lot of sauce for how to get projects before most people. But this worthless coin was on his radar. He put it out because it is connected to Moonshot. Moonshot is like a Coinbase for degenerate coins, for the degen, right? It's the Coinbase for all those coins that are meme coins that Coinbase is not going to list. Coin operated, yeah, he says useless. Underground crypto, digging deep into crypto. Hope you are extremely grateful. Hey, I appreciate you saying that. And I don't know how it is for most of you. I know it's morning for Orhan. Everybody drop in the chat what time it is where you are. That would be really helpful, actually. And yeah, as you can see, top gainers and top losers is a really good place to find things that's outside of the trending, because honestly, the trending coins tend to be the same day over day, right? And we have covered the heck out of all of these. I mean, is there anything here we haven't? I mean, I've made 2 videos on Lighter. I've did, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours research on Anoma, 6 of those being live. You know, we've crushed a lot of this stuff as far as knowing it, as far as being on top of it. We've absolutely crushed it. Here's a new one too that I didn't talk about, but I literally have written down right by my mouse. 21:41 Mountain Time, Canada. Well, he's giving me like some military time. All right, everybody understood the assignment. I love that. Glad to see Lindsay Lenz is still in the house. Yep, 12:42. Lindsay Lenz, we're on the same time here. And 21:41 Canada. What? All right. I mean, I guess that's like military time, right? How do I make sense of that? So you're like, oh, you're 2 hours behind this, I'm pretty sure, because you said my show starts at 6 and it starts at 8 here. So you're 2 hours behind, right? That makes sense. Okay, I got it. Lighter, I cannot wait. Me neither. I hope they put the coin out. I have a feeling that it's rather going to come out at the very top of the euphoric, which is ultimately not a good thing. Or Lighter is playing a much longer game and they're not going to launch your token until like the bear market, which would be kind of wild, right? 9:15 p.m. from UK, 4:40 a.m. Okay, Mohammed Rashid. Appreciate you commenting and letting me know, man. I haven't seen you comment before. Oh, here we go. He just hit BTC, hit 124 now. Yep. 9:41 p.m. it means. Miss Williams. Yep. Thank you. I like roughly figured that out. Yeah, and so I appreciate everybody doing that. I like to know where everybody's at. I'm glad that you guys are watching if it's late, like Lindsay Lenz. It's not super late for a lot of you guys. Super late for Orhan. It's 10:41 a.m. Sunday, tropical morning in the jungles of Thailand. I bet it's beautiful. If this altcoin season finally kicks in and slaps, maybe I will buy something out there. How did we get to KuCoin? I don't know how that happened. All right. Looked away from my computer for a while. And I bet most of you guys are glued to the chart right now to see what BTC is going to do. I mean, it tried to take a heavy dip on the hour chart. That hour candle just turned blue. Because it went to that 124 and then it dipped. Or it went to 124.326 roughly. And then pulled back and it's already bought all of that back up. That's how you know pretty much we're going to an all-time high right now. Oh, now the candle turned white again. So, is what it is. I mean, if it goes to an all-new time high, I mean, unless it goes to like 130K tonight or something like that, which it could, probably won't make a huge difference for any of us right now, right? So let's check this out. EVA Protocol. This has to do with the Ton network. I remember it vividly now. And it is, you can connect your Ton wallet. It is just a place for lending and staking and protocol, right? Swapping and stuff. This is just very much for your ton ecosystem on the Telegram app, right? And the only thing that I brought this up for that I really wanted to say about this is I think it's been a good strategy to go after the liquidity on different blockchains. So I say this a lot, but if you're looking at Base blockchain, you're looking at Aerodrome. If you're looking at Sui, you're looking at Cetus or DeepBook. I choose DeepBook over Cetus, personally. If you're looking at Avalanche, looks like Black Hole is the one that's really down and could have the biggest pop. And then, of course, so on and so forth. You look at where's the liquidity in that blockchain, that ecosystem. Crazy market, no sleep till Brooklyn, no sleep season. Yeah, and altcoin season really is no sleep season. I will probably be up all night live streaming for 10 hours at a time. It'll be crazy. Greater returns from today from Ether Sol ? That I couldn't tell you. I want to say it was ETH because somebody said ETH was going crazy today, but when I looked at Sol, it wasn't up that much. So we could check that out real quick. So anyways, know what EVAA is. What it'll do, I don't know. Only $25.3 million in its market cap. Seems very small. Just putting it on your radar. That's what we do. So I'm going to leave this up. We'll duplicate it, and we will come over. Let's look at ETH. So he wants to know Desert Garden Homestead. He says, yo, what's up, man? I appreciate you, or lady. Sorry, I don't know. Off the thumbnail. Thumbnail is a little small. Yo, what's up? I appreciate you coming in and dropping a comment. Are you, give us a little something here, Desert. Are you new to crypto? You've been in crypto a while. Are you a crypto lifer? Do you come from the lifer community? Did you just find this organically on YouTube? Let us know. I really would like to know. Asia market gonna take this to an all-time high or waiting for New York Open? I wonder. Yeah, that is the question, Orhan. You nailed it. BTC is deciding. Exactly. And so let's look at Ethereum. So his question was greater returns today from Ether Sol. I mean, it's pretty easy to figure that out. We just bring up both ETH and Sol. And then we put it on the 24-hour chart and we see which one has a higher percentage. I'm just going to say it's probably ETH. Just because it didn't look like Solana had done much today. And ETH, somebody said it was going crazy, so I don't know. But it's pretty neck and neck. So today Solana would have gave you 1.2% and ETH gave you 1.7. Now ETH is way bigger in market cap. Solana only 126.4 billion, only 126.4 billion in market cap, and ETH is 550.5 billion. So that 1.7% move for ETH was a lot more money than what the 1.2% was for Solana. So you got to put that into perspective. So Desert Garden Homestead said, came from Sammy Crypto Lifer. KTA was pumping. Good. I love to know that you're a lifer. I was a lifer for years before I started this channel. So we always pay homage to the lifer. And what he's talking about? KTA. We'll take a look at that. Since you hopped in here, I know you didn't ask me to look at it necessarily, but you brought it up, so it gives us some direction. We'll look at it. And this is a weekend stream. Desert Gardens. I'm just going to call you, I guess I'll just call you Desert Gardens. Give everybody a little nickname so it makes it easier for me. But normally we're very hyper-focused on raising the crypto IQ, making sure you know all the words in crypto, interoperability, what's better, a bridge or an atomic swap, what's a modular blockchain, what does a layer 0 do, how is a layer 0 different from a layer 2? All that kind of stuff. But it's Saturday. We're just hanging out as a collective and just staying on top of everything crypto. And he had brought up KTA, which is a hot coin. It's been trending for sure. It's up 35% today. Not too shabby. $269.5 million in its market cap. Let's pull up the max log. And it's been around since March 5th, 2025. That's when CoinGecko started tracking it. And it's up 4,853% from it being tracked on CoinGecko anyway, from March 7th, 6th, 5th, 2025, in that range. It's got a base blockchain. We have definitely looked at it before. Let's see what's going on in the chat. My bad, bro. I meant from today and forward. Oh, okay. Well, I don't have I'm not a genie, coin operated. But if I was to speculate what I would think is one needs far less money to move, right? And that would be Solana. So if I was a betting man, I would bet Solana. But that's not financial advice. Been in the game since 2020, my man. That's what's up, man. That's what I like to hear. I've been in crypto about 5.5, 6 years, so I'm right there with you. Maybe just a hair before you, but it doesn't really matter at that point. Cross-chain interoperability acts as a bridge for direct transactions across blockchain. Exactly. And Blues Guy, what's better, an atomic swap or a bridge? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but you're crushing it over there, so I just kind of want to show your crypto IQ off a little bit. Anyways, we pulled up KTA, right? Where networks connect, KETA serves as a common ground for all payment network assets. And notice that a lot of the projects we're seeing now are still very much, okay, I didn't want to do that, are still very much infrastructure. You know, this is all new. You know, I said this the other day, and I thought it was really important to say, so I'm going to say it again. All right. Not very many people are in crypto. Let's be honest. We live in a vacuum when you're crypto people. You got crypto Twitter and stuff, but you don't realize what percentage of people in the world own crypto. It's one thing if you're talking about where I am in America, and it's another thing if you kind of make that globally as a question. Now, how many out of those people who would probably consider themselves crypto people have ever actively gone to a Web3 website, connected their wallet, MetaMask, anything, Phantom, Soulflare, doesn't matter, and swapped to another blockchain before? Who's ever moved money from, say, Ethereum and moved it to Binance Smart Chain? All of these different type of things that you do in Web3, and you realize most people don't know how to do that. Even in crypto, even if we just took the crypto people, most of them don't know how to do it. Now, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of people in crypto who do know how to do that. But I'm just trying to give you an idea of how early you really are in this game of crypto. So, I hope that helps somebody. That was for somebody out there. So, Garden Warrior, I haven't seen that name in a while. 4:51 p.m. Sunday afternoon here in the Southern Hemisphere. Nice. Appreciate you letting me know. I don't know if maybe you're a little bit behind on the stream, but I appreciate you letting me know that. I prefer the swap. I love the peer-to-peer option. Nice. What I was referring to, though, Blues Guy, I get what you're saying. I get why you said that. But what I was talking about, an atomic swap and a bridge. So a bridge is you have a blockchain and another blockchain, right? And there's a third party in the middle that is facilitating the transfer, right? So you're giving them the money from one blockchain. They're taking that, and then they're kicking out the equivalent amount in the other chain, right? So they're in the middle. Now, an atomic swap, that's a bridge, what I just described. An atomic swap, though, the two blockchains can talk to each other atomically, right? They're linked. They speak the same language. And so they just are able to move the money over without a third party. Most exploits that we've seen in crypto, especially the biggest numbers, especially from my memory, have all been hacks on bridges because there's a third party involved. So I'll leave that right there. So funny story, my friend would buy powder form steroids on the black market using BTC, and he is the one that told me about Bitcoin back in 2020. Very interesting. I actually knew several people who were doing very similar stuff to that, although it wasn't steroids, with Silk Road and stuff like that, even way farther back. And if they would have just kept their Bitcoin, it's so funny because they were doing that, and then they were selling their Bitcoin to whoever for, you know, the product. And if they would have just kept the Bitcoin, they would have made, what, 1,000 times more money than they ever made with what they were doing. So, I mean, of course, you wouldn't have known that, but, you know, it's pretty funny how it turns out. I think the joke's on them. A lot of people think crypto is a joke, is jokes. Yeah, they absolutely do. And it's coming to run everything, and they just don't see that yet. Exactly 100% been eliminating third party. Yep. So Cryptomaniac says, what's up? Sorry, been busy, too busy to tune in the last night. Okay, Cryptomaniac. Well, you're still an underground crypto OG because you were definitely here supporting us a ton. So, hey, you get a pass. You get the hall pass, right? No, I appreciate you being here. There's no pressure to be here, but when you come hang out with us, you definitely, you know, make everything better. So one network ready for anything. This is Kita. I got off on a tangent. I do that sometimes. I'm sorry. Like Sam says, I know everybody just wants crypto, but you know, we're all people too. We got stuff to talk about, and most of the time it is about crypto. Man. And Cryptomaniac, you missed the question. What time is it where you're at? And also maybe where you're at. Just taking a survey here. Trade real world assets. Compliance when it counts. Scalable by design. Kita delivers 10 million throughputs per second and 400 millisecond settlement or finality. Key to enabling unified networks. Yeah, that's pretty fast. Somebody really, and I'm sure somebody's done this, needs to take all the blockchains and put them on a chart of all the throughputs and finalities and everything, and then they need to update it like live all the time. They need to run it through like an Oracle or something, you know, so we can see live all the time, because who could keep up with it? So Desert Garden Homestead says, I'm in Arizona. That makes sense because your name is Desert Garden Homestead, and I hope it's beautiful out there in Arizona where you are. I've never been there. But one day, when we hit these crypto gains, I'm going to travel all over America. It's funny, me and my wife were talking about it the other day where we, you know, might want to go. And honestly, a lot of the places I want to go are right here in America. I don't think people realize how big America is. So what is Ready? Is it a meme? GameFi. All right. Gaming platform. Ready.cards. Digital packs, real cards, instant exit. Okay. See a lot of Pokemon cards there. All right, cool. They have a dark mode. Well, are they going to tell us anything else? Look at the PSA as a partner. PSA is one of the grading companies. GCG cards, another one as well. Fantastic Cards, eBay. So is this another one about to launch? What's its market cap? 42.8 million. All right, go back. I want to see what the other one was at. That's volume. No, I want to know the market cap. This is at 70.9 million. Okay, so Card Crypt has a competitor here. Now, from looking at the websites, Card Crypt looks like has a better name and better branding. It looks like it's been around and maybe working on what they're doing in their platform longer than this project has. Because there's really not a whole lot. You can join the wait list and it's coming soon. That's all we know. Then I open the Twitter. And it says 38.9 thousand followers. Let me give them a follow because I can see this thing doing some numbers. And they just stuck Ready stickers on like already PSA graded or whatever graded slabs. Okay. I don't think that's the move, but they do. They think that's the move. Let's pull this up because this could be a big deal. I mean, GameStop is kind of a big deal here. For immediate release. Does this have anything to do with this project? Or did they just drop like a bunch of pictures on us? Okay. I don't know. I feel like they tried to play this up like this was some kind of announcement of like a collab between them, and it doesn't look like it is. It's just a GameStop announcement. That's pretty lame. I don't know. We'll monitor this one. What was it up today? It's a top gainer, so it's obviously up something. Max chart says 170% since November 25th, but in the last 24 hours, 20%. Okay. And we will head on back. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Blues Guy says, I love Arizona. Beautiful, incredible, energetic. It really is. 3 months of scorching heat, 9 months of beautiful weather. Well, I'm going to go there when it's beautiful weather and not scorching heat. Hopefully I do my research. Hive Mapper pumping. Anybody know what Hive Mapper is? Some geolocation mining. Honey with the physical product that you can drive around and mine with. Can y'all hear my neck cracking? It's ridiculous. Map the world, do it together. Man, I try to just put all those sentences together. So basically you drive around and you have a physical device. Hopefully here's a physical device. I've done a full review, a pre-recorded video review of this project. And it's cool. I'm not going to buy one. They're expensive. Buy now. Let's go to buy now just so you can get an idea of how much they are. $589. There's no way this thing costs $589. Let's keep it real. But what do I know? I could totally be wrong. All right, we're up on the chats. We just rolled into 2 hours of being live. How's everybody feeling? What is Bitcoin doing? Well, right now it's chilling under 124,000. So who knows, Blues Guy? Maybe it's chilling and waiting for the New York Open before it gets some running. Can Asia pump us? I don't know. Maybe Orhan could tell us if it has the momentum. Arizona is amazing. I want to move there, or New York. Cryptomaniac, you never told us where you were at. I really just wanted to know what time it was where you were, Cryptomaniac. You don't have to actually tell us where you are. Oh, there we go. He already hit it. 11 p.m. I'm in Minnesota, unfortunately. Okay. I mean, I hear it can be nice there. Waiting for some crazy flush. Are you talking about for BTC, Orhan? Feeling good, brother. Great content. Thank you, Coin Operated. I appreciate it. You know, I'm out here trying to do the best I can possibly do for you guys and bring value. And it's going to be a continuation of every day trying to figure out how to bring the best value to you guys, whether it's the reels or the long form content or just the live, you know, because I'm doing all three really at the current moment. Maybe at one point I'll decide something. Giggles, top loser of the day. Syndicate, this SNDY. We've been over that many times. 4, which was like a 4chan meme coin thing. I thought it was kind of stupid, honestly, but I don't know. It's still around, I guess. MemeX, Nobody Sausage. PolyQ, we did look at that. Build On, which is all about the stable coin in the World Liberty Finance. See how, like, from doing this deep dives, we just look at projects and we know what they are. And that is my jelly, whatever. I mean, it was looking like its own social media platform, looking like maybe it was going to go rival Zora. And it was pumping a bunch the other day. This is how coming to this stream and being a part of this compounds day over day. Like, we know what things are. We've looked at the store well. We've looked at that. AI Companion, I just referenced it earlier when we were talking about humans AI. And you can read between the lines on that one. Vine is one of the coins that I bought as in my, I was saying, was past tense, a $2,000 portfolio full of AI agents before they absolutely got flushed. Now I think my biggest holdings in that account is Metaplex and Vine. Now Metaplex was already in that portfolio before I started buying AI agents. That's why it's in there. Bless, we've been over Bless a bunch of times. It is a world supercomputer kind of idea for AI agents. And, you know, coming to this channel, you'll start to understand things like what is needed to bring AI to everybody. And for AI to do what it needs to do, it needs computation, it needs GPU, it needs rendering, it needs memory, storage, you know, it needs all the things that your computer at home needs and more. And of course, in order to supply that, some people with a lot of money, like Amazon Web Services, are going to build these huge mega facilities with all of these different servers and GPUs and all this tech stuff, right? Well, they're coming at it from a different direction. You have projects like Bless, where the world's first shared computer, right? So they want you to get in here. You're going to earn some kind of reward, right, from linking up and letting them use your unused GPU and data and stuff. And then they're going to take all of that they get access to, and they're going to sell it. They're going to sell it to people who are buying it, you know, for AI and for many other things, I'm sure. And then they're going to kick you out a reward for letting them use it, right? And that's just what it is. All right, where are we at? So, oh man, we got to go back a little bit. So, waiting for the flush, BTC starting to come crawling, feeling good, brother. Great content, thank you. Solana phone seeker might be worth a shot for the airdrops. Is that a coin or something? What is Solana phone seeker? Now, I obviously know about the Solana phone for sure, but I didn't know there was like a coin associated with it. If there is a coin associated with that coin operated, hit me with a ticker. So riding this long Valhalla, I don't know why I always want to say Valhalla with 10 stop loss. Okay. Waiting for the pump. Digging your vibes, Underground. I usually listen to Sammy on earbuds and remember the lighter coin mention, which got me here. Awesome. I'm glad we've talked about some things around lighter and things like that. Who knows what might be in the pipe works down the line. Crypto Keep in the house this late. LOL, what's going on? Crypto Keep, I thought you knew we're doing 24-hour live streaming now. We're just gonna be on all the time, 24/7. Crypto Keep, we did a 4-hour live stream on Thursday. So if that puts it into perspective. Or wait, I meant 24 hours. No, I'm just playing. So yeah, we are doing longer live streams. It's funny, when I set out to do this, I said I was going to do, 45 minutes to an hour, right? It's what I told my wife, Not that I didn't know I wasn't telling the truth, you sometimes don't tell the truth, but I didn't know I wasn't telling the truth. But then we got involved and everybody is so great and they're in here talking and stuff, and then I'm here for 4 hours and I didn't even mean to. Whoops. She's probably listening right now. So the name of the phone is Seeker. Okay. But what about the airdrops? So you're going to get airdrops for having the phone? Is that what you're saying? AI is going to eat all the Bitcoin. Nom, nom, nom. Orhan is hilarious. Orhan, I appreciate you coming and being a part of the community, You really, in the last, week and a half, 2 weeks, have really been a big part of the community, and I really appreciate that. Prime Minister of Japan. Now, how could I forget a name like that? The airdrops came last year. They already paid for the phone. Now there will be future airdrops, maybe on Solana. Has the native T-Pin token associated with the phone called SKR, which will be airdropped. Great phone. I love it. You can drop all sorts of Web3 stuff on it. Oh man, I missed it. Is that what Crypto Keep? Oh yeah, Crypto Keep. Are you talking about the stream on Thursday? No worries, no worries. But good to know. Keep it up, brother. Yeah, I absolutely will keep it up, and I'm glad to see that you made it here for sure. Crypto Keep, one of the very early people on this channel to come stick around, join the Discord. I think the first person to join the Discord. So, Crypto Keep is a underground crypto OG already. Orhan? Who is Orhan? Hilarious. Appreciate you, bro. Keep up the swag. That blues guy has no clue. Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to sleep on what Prime Minister of Japan was just saying. Let's go take a look at that. So, SKR. Now, I was familiar with the Solana phone and stuff. I didn't get one or anything like that. I don't even remember what they cost. I bet you Prime Minister of Japan does, because he said they'd already paid for the phone. So like you got the phone and then they just airdropped you and it paid for the phone. That's pretty sick. I bought a different phone at one point, and I don't know, it wasn't that great. It literally like warped, like it blew up basically. Didn't actually catch on fire or anything, but it warped and like came apart. The battery started expanding. I had to get rid of that thing. Where are we at? Is this can't be right. This can't be right. Let me check the chat. Everybody's probably screaming at me this is the wrong thing. He said SKR. Did I? Yeah, this is SKR. Let's see. There's probably other ones. There's no way this is it. I'm not seeing any other SKRs. Is this the right coin with $612,000 in it? Oh no, bro, the token not launched yet. Certain projects did it airdrop, like Mew and MemeX. Yeah, MemeX down in the dumps, and some other Solana hasn't airdropped anything yet. And some other, okay, so when it came out, a bunch of coins airdropped their tokens. Okay, I understand now. Yeah, when a lot of that stuff was happening, I wasn't super bullish on Solana, honestly, because of the FTX, connection. Solana went down to like $20. I didn't know that they were about to launch that thing. I was running other companies and stuff. I wasn't able to be all over crypto like I am today. The real Prime Minister of Japan? Absolutely. I mean, didn't you read his title, Orhan? Of course he is. The legitimate Prime Minister of Japan. And he's on my channel. Nah, it's hilarious. So what else do we want to get into? Any topics anybody wants to talk about? I'm done with these glasses. They are killing my ears. I don't know how people who actually wear glasses all the time do it. I wear them for the stream. Oh, man. So nice to have those off. So I could just keep picking random coins here and talking about them. Of course, it would raise our crypto IQ, but what does anybody else want to talk about? Oh, so this is one thing I wanted to bring up. I literally have it written down on my table here. Ideas for the channel, right? So, especially if you have the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, please go join the Discord. There's all kinds of stuff going on. It's growing day by day. It's a new Discord, as this is still technically a new channel. I don't even think I've been doing the live streams for more than 2 months, So, Lena, okay, CryptoKeep says Lena, in partnership with Swift. Yeah, I saw that. CryptoKeep probably knows what I'm talking about. I brought this up the other day, CryptoKeep, about, I think it was on Thursday, about how, was it XLM or XRP? I'm pretty sure it was XLM. They made a post saying that they were going to have a partnership, and then they deleted it and said they got hacked. You familiar with Giza? Like Giza Cotton? Oh, that's Pima Cotton. Yeah, Lena getting a little pumped. How long have you had your dreads for, says Coin Operated? A little over 10 years. Maybe like 10 and a half years, something like that. Like I said, I'm not great with dates and times. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to run from it. When it comes to like telling you exactly how long ago something was, I'm terrible at that. Most of the time, I don't even know what day it is. Like, I know what day it is, but like the date. Like, is it the 24th or whatever? If you ask me, most of the time, I have absolutely no idea. I'm usually grinding, that's for sure. So, yeah, Lena getting a little pumped. We'll pull up Lena. But, yeah, I wanted to know if anybody had any ideas. Maybe it's type of content you've seen on other channels that you really like. Just if anybody had any ideas for the channel. Obviously, I can dream. I'm a pretty creative person. I can come up with plenty of my own ideas. But I just figured I'd ask. You could throw them in the chat. You could also throw them in the Discord would be even better. And Orhan says the pyramid. Yeah, exactly. The Coinbase, the metrics off the chain. Oh, the coin on base. Got you. So, yeah, let's look at Lena real quick, and then I will go take a look at that Desert Garden Homestead in just a minute. So Lena getting a little 2% pump today. 7-day 2.1. The 1 month 23.3 down. Coin Operated said you listen to Jim Rohn, bro. Yeah. I don't know if that's a joke or not. I talk about Jim Rohn a lot. I listen to Jim Rohn at the gym for at least 2 hours every day. So I'm getting like, I don't know, 12 hours of Jim Rohn a week. I got Jim Rohn playing in my sleep. Yeah, I'm very big into the whole personal development thing. Absolutely. So let's see. I instantly longed Lena. Well, I hope that works out for you. I hope you did your top-down analysis. I like the GameFi Web3 coverage you do. I'm a big Web3 gamer. I do believe in Web3 will make a comeback. Maybe do more game night episodes. Okay. Yeah, so far, Prime Minister, we've been trying to keep that to Friday. One thing I need to figure out, maybe you even know, Prime Minister of Japan, how do I get it so when I'm streaming, I'm not lagging? Maybe I need to stream it through something that's not OBS, because I usually stream from OBS. I have great internet, and I'm directly plugged into my box, and I should have, I don't know what it is, like 10 gigabytes or whatever. I have a port for 10 gigabytes, so I should have really fast internet. And yeah, it still lags when I try to stream. It's really annoying when I try to play games. If it didn't do that, we would play a lot more games on the channel. I'd go live more often just to play some games. So, Prime Minister, I'm glad that you said that. Definitely some MVP points for that. So where is the pump for Lena? Because this says 2%. In the last 24 hours, it must have been, yeah, it was up way more. It went up to 29. I don't know. Lena's interesting. It's kind of not my favorite project. Layer 2. Binance Alpha Spotlight. Like almost everything right now. So let's go check out what Desert Garden was saying. Giza. Now that I bring it up, I do feel like we have looked at this before. Let's look at the max chart, because that's really what I want to look at. Yeah, might need business internet like the lifer. Yeah, well, the one thing I'm wondering, Crypto Maniac, is it my internet or is it OBS? Do I need to stream through something else, you know? Because, like, every Twitch streamer, you're telling me they all have business internet? I don't think so. But if I need business internet, I will upgrade. Okay, maybe it could be the web browser. Chrome has many issues for most people. Could be. Absolutely could be. I could try to do it through a different web browser. Although I love Chrome as far as all the extensions and everything. I'd be a little bit lost without Chrome. I have the music actually playing through whatever this browser is. What is this browser? I don't know. That's a side salad we don't need to go on. Let's talk about Giza for a minute, right? 1,173. 110% on the max chart, 17 cents, 28.1 million in market cap, Ethereum contract, base contract, Giza Tech. And shout out to anybody who's hopping on. I hope you guys want to raise your crypto IQ. Agents enabling user-centric markets. So here's that terminology again. Where have we seen this like centric terminology? Where have we seen that? Anybody know? Re7 brings the first wave of institutional agents. Okay. Cognitive market revolution. Giza agents operate both supply and demand sides of the market, optimizing how many deploy capital, automating the protocol, liquidity management, and shaping the trajectory of ecosystems through advanced market participation. Giza agents deliver 83% higher yields. Higher than what? Than statistic positions through continuous market optimization. By intelligently conducting capital across protocols, Giza agents maximize productivity, generating 10x more ecosystem volume from each dollar deployed. So what, they just take that dollar and just keep moving it around until they make it look like 10x that $1? I mean, obviously scaled out by a lot of money, I'm sure. Okay, that's very interesting. Me too, bro. I'm used to Chrome. I don't like using any other browser. I understand how you feel about that. Yeah, absolutely. Prime Minister, do you know about OneTab? Do you use OneTab? This is super random, I know. But have you ever used OneTab? Because if you don't have the OneTab Chrome extension, anybody using Chrome, I don't know what you're doing. This thing is amazing. I love that. Like all the for right now, all the things I have up, I can just click OneTab and tab them all together, and then I can lock it. So anytime I come up, I can just come over here and I can go through everything that I need anytime. I got it saved. I don't have to go search for it. If I'm like, what was that crypto website that I was on a month ago? Well, if I one-tabbed it, I can get right to it real fast. Matter of fact, I'm going to use it right now to go to Token Metrics. Boom, 0 effort. So I'm obviously not getting paid for that at all. Yeah. Do what you like with that information, right? So this is Token Metrics, and this is the free version of Token Metrics. I haven't actually paid for it yet. I just signed up the other day, and I didn't make it as far as to signing up legitimately, so I got the free version. And it is with its limitations. And it says trending. It gives us another list of trending coins. Anything in here that we didn't see before? No, we've been over all of that. Moonshots. Let's go to moonshots, right? Start a free trial. I'm in the free trial. Come on now. Did my free trial already end? Well, that was a short free trial. And they're slapping heads a little bit. Premium, $2,000 a year. No, thank you. Which is nothing. If you have millions of dollars, $2,000 a year for their picks, not good. If anybody knows the history of Token Metrics, then you understand that they have a really good track record of picking coins before everything else. So I will get the paid version. I'm not going to do it right now, but I will definitely get the paid version, and we will start looking at this as well. What do I want to say? Oh, TMAI, which is Token Metrics AI token. I bought it, pumped, and then it didn't do anything. So let's bring it up. And thank you for bringing up Giza. The more times we look at stuff, the more our crypto IQ goes up, and we can pick it out of a list of coins very easily. So let's talk about TMAI. Token Metrics AI. I hope this thing does well. I haven't looked at it in a really long time, but man, take a look at that. Jeez. It's so wild. Like, how could this thing be a rug pull? Did they not build any functionality or value into this coin when they made it? It's connected with Token Metrics. So you're telling me people pay $2,000 for a premium account a year with Token Metrics, but nobody wanted to buy their AI token? That just doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of things that don't make any sense in crypto, and I gotta say, this is definitely one of them. Very failed, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, people, traders, they spend tons of money. Did they like not build coming soon? Okay, so there's a lot of stuff coming soon for it that hasn't rolled out, and maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I hope it does well at some point, because that was really disappointing. Crypto Maniac says, oh, okay, yeah, I already read that. Looks interesting. I'll try it out. Thanks. I do use many tabs. Yeah, it is really nice once you need to find something that you tabbed, especially like if you need to shut down your computer or something like that, and you have a lot of things running, and you're like, I don't want to have to like bring all this back up. Super nice to just tab it and then restart your computer and bring it up and be able to click whatever you want. So where are we at? We've talked about so many things. We've pulled up doggos on the V2 bubble maps. We talked about MemeX. We tried to look at Token Metrics, but they didn't really want to give us much. These are all tokens we already looked at. I mean, you could kind of look at the rating. I mean, look at the Token Metrics rating for Hyperliquid. It's like 51%. It's not very good. SWE 74 Toncoin has a horrible rating. Aster, they didn't even give it a rating. Yeah. I mean, Bitcoin has the top rating. Ethereum has the top rating. So are they trying to tell us that it's time for Bitcoin and Ethereum dominance to kind of run the show? Maybe that's what they're trying to tell us. Yeah, BTC about to do something. Again, this is not a TA channel, but I'll port us over there to TradingView. And I don't bring up or show TradingView very often, but we are, I mean, you're here and it's been 2.5 hours. So we'll just kind of take a look real quick. I mean, what's that? What's that kind of look like? I mean, am I tripping? I might just be tripping. Definitely look like it's about to do something to me. But when, on what time scale? Bitcoin moves when it wants to move, right? And that would say something like 126. I am not the TA guy, but yeah, just wanted to pop over and check it out for a second, and we will move on from that. Let me click the right thing. All right, let me hang out in the chat for a second. How's everybody? I already asked how everybody's feeling, but what's everybody thinking? CryptoKeep was talking about the partnership with Swift and Lena. That was really interesting. And then CryptoKeep, if you're still here, I mean, did you catch that there was a post about, it was either XRP or XLM. I'm pretty sure that it was XRP actually, that Swift had a partnership with them, and it was like on their Twitter, and then they deleted it and said that they got hacked, which in my experience is pretty much code for we put something out way too early. Somebody messed up, and now we're trying to run it back, but you'll see about the news later on, you know, that kind of thing. And this is Gala Games. This is Townstar. I do play this a lot as an idle game. It's just nice because you can have it up on the side and like you just pop over. I am monopolizing sugar right now and sugar cane and turning it into sugar and selling it to my neighbors or neighboring towns or whatever it's doing. Now, they do have tournaments on this. I mostly play this because I was trying to figure out how to learn, you know, how to play it. There is a lot of things going on when it comes to it. Desert Garden says, off for the night. Have a great night. All right, Desert Gardens, I appreciate you being here. I hope that we see you again. And, of course, I hope that you join the Discord so we can talk to you even when we're not live. Appreciate you coming through. So, yeah, and there's all kinds of different stuff you can get into this. Let's see. I'm taking recommendations from the chat. What should we get into here? I mean, I guess we could make corn. We could make cornfields, pumpkin patches, wheat fields. I'm sure we could take, well, I know you can. You can take wheat and turn it into flour. Kind of shows you what you get from it. Right now, all I have is sugar cane and tree farms. I used to have some cotton fields. I sold those off. And, I mean, they have a lot of stuff on here. It's kind of fun. If anybody remembers Farmville, I never played it, but I remember a lot of people. It's crazy. I'd see, like, the super grown-up people playing Farmville on Facebook. I just thought that was kind of wild. But that was a fad for sure. I mean, you can get some stuff. Orhan says pumpkin patches. Yeah, Blues Guy says XRP. Not a TA channel. You are right, brother. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say I can't do any TA, Blues Guy? No, I'm just messing with you. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I have been following the lifer for years, so I could do a little something. But I'm certainly not the one you want to take any TA advice from. I am more focused on researching and digging in the charts and getting into things early, and knowing about them early has always been my thing. And then you can get into all kinds of make candy shops, chocolate shops. I'm sure all that stuff sells for more money. And yeah, game's interesting. The whole point of playing this is to learn how to play so that you can go in the tournaments and play and actually earn some gala, right? That was XRP that erased the tweet. Okay. Thank you, Blues Guy. When I was talking about it the other day, I knew exactly which one it was, and now I was getting confused between XRP and XLM. But either way, you know, what does that say? Why would XRP accidentally tweet something like that? And then they didn't say like, oh, it was a joke, we made a joke, haha. No, they went with, we got hacked. XRP Twitter got hacked by who? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it gets a little strange from there. And then when do we actually see some real news, right? When they're actually ready to put it out. And again, we're at 2.5 hours. We're just chilling now. I mostly want to see what anybody wants to talk about. I certainly can still go over stuff. I feel like maybe you guys are getting a little burned out. I don't want to run you guys too hard now. So maybe we'll segue for a minute and play a little video games. Just to reset the mind before we stream for another 3 hours, 4 hours maybe. I mean, Blues Guy said it best. This is the no sleep season. And of course, always you have that voice in your mind that's like, let's take it easy and just do an hour stream, and that would be easier. But that is not what is more valuable, right? They're printing so many dollars. America is cooked. Hey, Orhan, don't tell everybody. It's supposed to be a secret, all right? Not everybody's supposed to know we're cooked, all right? We don't need our enemies to know that we're cooked. No, they're talking about in America all the tariffs that they brought in, that they're going to give us somewhere between like a $2,000 and $4,000 check. So I'll take it and immediately buy some crypto. You know, it's exactly what I'm going to do with my check. I will take it. Is it going to be per household? Is it going to be per person? I don't know. But I'll take it. I'm here for it. Why do I keep running into people? I wish they would, if they would just let you use the like directional keys or WASD even, I would crush this game. But they make me use this little, I don't even know, toggle. It looks like it's built for mobile, but I don't even know if it's on mobile. It probably is. Anyways, this game is, as much as I actually bring it up and play it, it's actually rather interesting. So the golden age, Blues Guy says. It's so funny. Some dynamic there, right? So Orhan says America is cooked, and Blues Guy says it's the golden age. So somebody's going to be right. One of you guys is going to be right. I don't know which one it's going to be. We should all play a game together. Sure, you got some ideas. That would be fun. So Coin Operated says, thank you for having me here today. Definitely will be coming back. Time to shower and hit the sack. Have a good night, everyone. All right, Coin Operated, thank you for stopping by. I will be looking forward to seeing you again soon. And join that Discord. Excuse my ignorance, but wait in America, you pay tax and they give you a little back as a paycheck. I mean, kind of, but that wasn't what I was talking about. They're doing, so in America we had, this was during the epidemic, right? We had stimulus checks where they were trying to stimulate the economy because people weren't going to work and earning wages, and they weren't spending money really, unless it was on like toilet paper. That was wild. But anyways, so the regular taxes is like, you know, you pay taxes all year long out of your paycheck. So Orhan, if you have a job, they take your taxes. I mean, I worked for myself. I run my own companies. So I kind of pay my taxes at the end of the year. So they don't get to, you know, snag my taxes all year long. I just get to pay a nice lump sum at the end of the year. And I could pay it quarterly, but I don't like doing that either. Anyways, so yeah, so if you overpay, if they take too much money from you, at the end of the year, they give it back. And then they have some different things here in America, like if you have kids, you'll get like $1,500 per kid back, from the taxes that you paid, or really just in general, even if you didn't pay any taxes. So a lot of people be out here having a lot of kids, so they get like a nice big tax return at the end of the year. But the stimulus check, or just the money they're going to give us, is just from tariffs that have been pulled through. Now, will this actually happen? I have no idea. The idea has been floated around for quite a while. At first, they were saying like 5,000 a piece, and then now I believe they're saying between 2,000 and 4,000. Will they do it multiple times? I don't know. There's some wild things going on with that, and then there is the whole, America called all of its top generals together. Talking over 800 top generals, and I mean, these are not the type of people that you pull away from what they're doing. They all have very important high positions, right? And this is not a conspiracy channel, obviously, but it's not a conspiracy. It happened, and they called them all together, and they talked about something. Don't know what it was. Never been done before, ever. Is there a crisis that we're unaware of? Is this in-game for QAnon? I see a lot of people saying that. I have absolutely no idea what's going on, and no American does. And anybody who tells you they do, they don't, Now, there's a lot of people guessing, and somebody might guess right, Enough people guess, somebody's going to wind up being right. But what's actually going on? No idea. Thanks for the knowledge. I should have married that American girl and gotten a green card. That's hilarious, Orhan. Yeah, maybe you should have. And we'd be kicking it in sunny Florida. Florida's pretty tropical. I'm sure it's pretty comparable. Thailand jungle's probably nicer than Florida. Woods are, palmettos. So Blues Guy says no in-game, bro. It's the beginning of the world, of a new world. Yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about, Blues Guy, and I don't disagree with you. I meant in-game for the whole QAnon conspiracy. I just see a lot of people talking about that as far as why they were getting together. They're going to round up and get all of the bad guys and stuff. And who knows? Maybe that's exactly what they're doing. It's yet to be seen. And like I said, everybody could guess. Nobody really knows. And if they do really know, they're not telling you. And they're not going to tell you, So anyways, we'll see. It's yet to be seen. But one day we will be able to look back and tell what it is. And again, is that a lot of people, you have people going super bullish with it and people going super bearish with it. The truth is usually somewhere in the middle. And we will see. Or it could be nothing. I mean, like they literally just changed for Orhan and even Blues Guy. Maybe you keep up with what's going on in America. Maybe you don't. They changed our, what was it? The Department of Defense. They changed it back to its original name, which was the Department of War. And so maybe it just had to do with that. No idea. Orhan says, yay, new world order, new management. Right. It's just dependent on who is the management. When your company gets bought out, say you work for a company, they get bought out, right? They have new management. That could be the best thing that ever happened to your job. It could be the worst thing that ever happened to your job. You just don't know until new management comes in, takes over, and you see how they treat you, see how they do your wages, see how everything's going. Then you can kind of judge if it was good for you, not the company, but for you. All kinds of NPCs, exactly. That's what makes the world go round. All kinds of opinions, exactly. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on. I got faith that a higher power's got us definitely held down. I believe I would. The thing is, I would say I believe God is real, but I know God is real. I've had a lot of very wild, profound experiences with that. And I know without a shadow of a doubt he's real. So, yeah, with that being said, I know he got me and all those that belong to him. So I'm not worried about whatever they're going to do. In the Washington, D.C., DC has disappeared. They removed it. That should tell you. Yeah. They got is that America as a corporation being gone? So many things you could speculate on, right? Let's pull up the bubble charts for the hour. Zcash, MYX, ETHFi. Yeah. A lot of things looking a little green. It's funny when Bitcoin starts pumping, it's funny how a lot of times a lot of coins will pull back. You think that they would go sideways and get ready to pump, but like sometimes everybody takes their money out of meme coins and they go and buy Bitcoin and run it up, right? So Orhan says, isn't it crazy? Bitcoin just came out of nowhere at such a convenient time. I'm not going to add more, but this is just crazy. And Blues Guy says, I am. So shall we go? What was I going to do? I was going to pull up the chart. And there's a few people here. I know it's just Orhan and Blues Guy in the chat, so it makes me kind of feel like that's all that's here. But there's 13 people on here, 15 people on here. So big shout out to everybody for that. MemeX dumping big time. Yeah, I think, we were saying it on the channel a lot that narrative wasn't going to run forever. And everybody was running into the next coin like it was just going to be the next coin. And that narrative, I think, will still continue to exist. And we'll see pumps, but will it be the big narrative that runs everything? I don't know. And I'll flip us back over here to the chart. As you can see, that so-called looking little flag looks like it's going up. And, we're kind of watching live here. 124, 222. So Orhan says, can't believe Trump pardoned Ross Umbridge, a.k.a. Dread Pirate of Roberts of the Silk Road not too long ago. New management is in. Yeah, exactly. Man, you two guys, much love, long time. Hey, is that a Singapore thing? I wouldn't touch MYX. My exchange doesn't even have it. Yeah. I wouldn't touch it at this point. I mean, MYX started everything, right? And then it quickly moved to Aster, or Avantis, really, I think was first. And then Aster immediately came out. Aster caught a bunch of pump. Avantis caught a bunch. Oh, here we go. We're going. Pulled us back a little bit. I mean, we just tweaked out that last local high. And we went to 124,470. This is kind of fun to watch live, right? Let's move away from the politics, please. Says Blue Guy. Hey, we could do that. This is not a political channel. I was just talking about it at the end of the show a little bit. Just to say times are changing. And I think crypto is the future. That's really what I was trying to get at, Blues Guy. I don't really want to make this a political channel by any way, shape, or form. And then Orhan just keeps it running. And the Dread Pirates Robert is a title they pass from person to person as based on the book Princess and the Bride. We're going to the deep end, so I wonder who's the next Dread Pirate Robert is. Hey, we got to shut it down, Orhan. Says Michael Saylor. Yeah, we got to shut it down, Orhan. Blues Guy says no more politics, so we're going to respect that. And I'm not just making jest or joke either. We're going to respect that and just move away from the politics and stuff. But I do get what you're saying. Absolutely. And we're kind of just watching right this second to see. I mean, I got the all-time high marked out here at this one. Where's my little paintbrush? This right here. This line. And let's see if we hit it. Crypto Maniac says, I'm lost. LOL. Yeah, what are you lost? How is this politics? I don't know. I mean, we were talking about political stuff for a minute, but we're not anymore. But yeah, too funny. All right, well, then it just kind of got pulled back. Let's just see him for a minute if we're going to break an all-new time high. Deep crypto lore, if you know, you know, you know, right? Yeah, exactly. That deep crypto lore. So I was going to hop off. I'm just giving it a minute. I just want to roll for another couple minutes here and see if we get an all-time high. It'd be cool to catch it live on the channel. And I don't have to keep this up and just stare at it because that's probably not very exciting for people. We'll bounce back and forth. I'll run at least another 15 minutes and see if we get an all-time high, right? And we will come over to the bubble maps on the hour. And yeah, MYX down 7.5%. Why is my head so itchy right there? That is annoying. All right, Cake still up another 2.5%. Let's look at Cake on the weekly. Cake almost up 40% on the weekly. I feel like I probably have some Cake somewhere. I got to. At least a little bit of dust. Blue Sky says, let's do all night, bro. It's history. Very close to the all-time high. If we're going to go all night, then I got to pull up my chair and sit down. Oh, we did it. I do apologize that I pulled us off of the chart. I thought it might take a while. Let me pull that back up. So is it showing it now? Oh, I broke it. What happened? Now all of a sudden it doesn't want to let me pull TradingView up? Well, that's not fair. It's not fair at all. I do see it, but for some reason, when I pull TradingView up, it doesn't want to show it. All right, let me close it and reopen it. And then bounce us back. Of course, I've been back and forth with it like 4 times. And then the minute that I really need to see it, it disappears. Yeah. Not fair. I want to show the all-time high. Bro, what happened? This makes me so mad. So we were showing TradingView just perfectly fine, and then the minute that we hit an all-time high and I'm trying to show TradingView through OBS, it decides that we can't do that. So we will go back to crypto bubbles, I guess. See if it'll let me do it here. Yeah, now it just blatantly refuses to let me look at. Oh, man. That is so annoying. So, MEXC, bro. All my money is in Bitcoin. 125K. Holy moly there. Yeah, wow, Bitcoin. Exactly. Up to 125,339 just now. I am still trying to figure out why I'm not allowed to show TradingView. Okay, there we go. I don't know what the heck happened, but now we can see it. Cryptomaniac says I can't use MEXC. Like I said, I've been in a trade since, let's see if we can even show it down here. Yeah, I got in at like right about right here. So it was like 108.5. So I'm up like 200 something percent on this. It was a little 20x. I kept the leverage just a little bit lower, right? What am I doing? Oh, I need to come back to the 15. That's what I need to do. And yeah, that little measured move that I pulled, not trying to hype it up, but it's pretty close right there. Just full port. Hey, who knows? I mean, I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but there's a good, it says good one underground. Yeah, there's a good chance that we're going to see at least a little bit of pullback, but a little bit of pullback depends on how Oh, he says, nice long, bro. Yeah, thank you. I mean, after I got absolutely chewed up trying to catch the bottom when it kept dumping us, I like to at least get my money back, right? Then I can keep trading. So Cryptomaniac says, I'm in the U.S., can't use it anymore. Do you know about a Palau ID, Cryptomaniac? Because I have the Palau ID. Let's see. Whip it out here. Got the I don't know what information is important there. I'll try to cover it. Got the Palau ID. So it's a digital residency ID, right? I have a link to it actually in the description. It costs you like $200 a year, but you can use it to be a digital resident. Let me get it back in my thing. You can use it to be a digital resident of Palau, basically, which then allows you to KYC on other exchanges, KuCoin, whatever, and then you can trade on them. And you can do whatever. You don't have to worry about your funds getting locked up. So just saw the new all-time high. Thank you, Sourced and Sold. Anybody who doesn't know, and it's a little bit of a secret, but not really a secret. Sourced and Sold is my resale channel. So I have another channel, Sahara and Ron. My name's Ron. My wife's name's Sahara. I've been neglecting to say that, but I don't really. It's not a big deal. And that's just my wife saying that she saw the all-time high. So, guys, should we be in celebrating? Cool, brother. I'll use your link. Fantastic info underground. Yeah, absolutely. And, yeah, it just makes it, peace of mind is a lot more. The peace of mind for me to have, you know, at least a couple of $1,000s on exchanges and not have to stress about it is worth the $250 for sure. Asia takes the win. Yeah, Orhan, y'all should be celebrating. Oh, darn, that's awesome. I'd light up like a cigar or something, but I don't have any. And I can't light it in the house. My wife would be very mad. Sorry, you guys are all still looking at the chart. And let's pull up Bookmap. Cryptomaniac says he doesn't like the KYC on all the exchanges. Yeah, that's why a lot of people like Weeks and that CakeX. Now, Lindsay Lynn says, at Sahara Ron, Sourced and Sold. Hi, Sahara. Hopefully she's still on here. A lot of times she hops in and out. I do have 2 children, so she's attending to them while I'm live. And she does a fantastic job of keeping them quiet so you don't hear them screaming in the background. No, we are with you, bro. Need some altcoin action. Yeah, thanks, Blue Sky. I appreciate it. Need some altcoin action, huh? So let's pull up Bookmap and see where the liquidity is. Because, you know, when we get a big pump like that, a lot of times liquidity moves around a lot. I shouldn't have any problem bringing it up. Although I probably can't let Bookmap run for very long because when it runs, a lot of times it slows the stream down. So I just want to bring it up for a minute so we can look at it. Liquidity doesn't usually move that fast. So I got both of them. XT has been good for me so far. Guys, I'm scared we're making too much money. You're hilarious, bro. All right, let me see if I can port this over so we can look at it here. Bookmap. Bang. I don't know why it's showing Bookmap like that. What is that? It's not what Bookmap looks like. So it shows 276 BTC at 126,000. Okay, it hadn't fully loaded in yet. So is it showing it now? Who knows what's up with this thing, right? Like, what is going on? Like, it's literally supposed to just share, like, what I'm looking at. and then it goes and shares something like that's not what I'm looking at. Bookmap is up and fully functional for me. How can there be liquidity above if we never went there? Time travelers? No, not at all. It's people's stop losses, right? So generally speaking, a lot of times the liquidity above us is all the people who shorted, right? A lot of times, that's why, have you ever heard Lifer talk about, the shorts getting wrecked, and a short squeeze? Well, the squeeze is the liquidity running up to the stop losses where there's a bunch of liquidity, because a lot of them probably put, their stop losses at 126,000, thinking that was all new time highs. They were probably pretty safe, and Bitcoin probably wasn't going to go there. Okay, dope. I thought you probably knew what that was, being a trader, but just for anybody who doesn't know. Great knowledge regardless. You guys making money. Orhan, if you've never taken the leverage mastery class with Master Friend, highly recommended. Like highly recommend it. Master Friend is a leverage master, man. He's on one. He is on one, and he's good. But when he talks about, because once you take that class and you have access to him in the Lifers Discord, and then he does lives as well, but they're really just for his small little mastery leverage group within the group. And when he talks about liquidity, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Anyways, I don't know why it won't show you guys the heat map. I know that Lifer shows it all the time. It just doesn't like me today. Like, I keep trying to show different things, and it won't show them. So what a historic moment for us all to share together here at the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Research Show. Definitely one I'll remember. Manipulation, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Have not joined the Lifer yet. Is it worth it, guys? Oh yeah, Orhan. Especially if you're trading all the time. I see you putting charts out. I see you trading all the time. Definitely worth it. And I've been in his Discord paid group for, I don't know, 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, something like that. How much is the class? It's a one-time fee of $300. I think. Yeah, I think it's $300. But you just pay it one time. And then you get the class, you get access to the group. So he has like a little group inside of Crypto Lifers Discord where you can chat, and there's a lot of really committed people. They trade a lot more stuff than Bitcoin. They trade the NASDAQ. They trade all kinds of stuff. And he has, the money printer model and all kinds of stuff. He teaches you about leverage mastery. He teaches you about mitigation, that crypto IQ, or you could say trading IQ. So Blues Guy says, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I haven't got to spend as much time in that as I would like, because I'm always out here making content for my channel now. So I haven't got, and before that I was running, multiple businesses and stuff. So I really just didn't have the time. So I'll take your word for it. Crypto Lifer vouched for you, and now you vouch for him, right? Symbiotic relationship. And the crazy thing, Orhan, is none of this was ever planned, I very organically met the Lifer. When I first used to follow the Lifer, he lived in Michigan. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think I would ever meet him or anything, and I still watched him every day and wanted to be a trader. And wanted to be on, not his level per se, although I'd love to be on his level, but I just mean, like, I wanted to raise my own crypto IQ. I wanted to learn about crypto, both trading and just crypto in general. So it just really worked out. You could say, God brought it all together, just as, he always does great things, and he's done great things in my life, that's for sure. We love your channel. Keep it up. Thanks, Blue Sky. Definitely one of the most just enthusiastic, good people right there. Orhan, Blue Sky, Lindsay, really everybody. I've really been so pleasantly surprised. There's so many things that can get in your head. Not saying that I really sat around and thought about them very much. But, there's a lot of things that keep a lot of people from chasing their dreams. YouTube, live streaming, whatever it is. And the actual experience that I've had has been wild. Like, some trolls or whatever tried to take shots at me at crypto lifers just because they're haters or bitter or something. No big deal. But it's funny, I haven't really seen it much on my own channel. I haven't seen it. I thought maybe today there was a chance those haters would come over to my channel, or I would find that they put nasty comments on my videos. Again, none of it matters. It's engagement. Even when people thumbs down your videos, they might as well thumbs up your videos, because YouTube only sees it as a numbers game. YouTube only sees it as engagement, honestly. So it doesn't even matter. Oh. Yeah, says Melissa, are you still here? Is that Miss Williams? Pretty sure. So I'm much better with TA thanks to the Lifer. Yeah, Cryptomaniac. Me too. When I first started watching the Lifer, I had never done TA before. I'd seen a little bit of TA from around the blockchain and a few things that BitBoy had done and stuff, but I was not trading in markets or anything like that. And so most of everything I know is from the Crypto Lifer and his style of trading. So I've never really learned TA anywhere else. French autocorrect, Melis, I thought so. I was like, Melissa, I didn't think I was reading it wrong. I was like, don't tell me I've been reading it wrong the whole time. Not again. Yeah. Oh, wow. We just hit 1:01 a.m. where I'm at. Well, congrats to everybody. Let's all watch BTC together. We can be in the Discord. I will have to, I guess, get some sleep at some point, maybe. I mean, Blues Guy said it best. We are in the era of no sleep. I'm probably going to hop out for a little while. BTC going to try one more time. Yeah, it looks like it's going to try one more time. What I'm hoping for right now is a big enough pump that we can hold higher than the previous high. I think that would be, if we can do like 24 hours or something where we stay above the previous high without going down, or come down and retest it or something, that is going to be fantastic, right? So Lindsay Lynn says, you can't control other people's ignorance. Haters just show they don't want to be better themselves. Exactly. And you're spot on, Lindsay. And I love the vibe you always bring in perspective. I mean, my life, I'm not trying to look for no sob story. I've had plenty of hardships in my life and grown up in really, really rough places and stuff. Haters don't bother me one bit. There's nothing they can do to me, so I ain't worried about it. Indeed, Lindsay, indeed. Exactly. And honestly, I don't get mad at them. A lot of times, like Lifer has said this many a times, a lot of them are just hurt, bitter people. I've had the luxury of working in ministry myself for quite some time. And, affiliated with a lot of big people in that space. And I dealt with a lot of, very angry at the world, bitter, angry at God, shake your fist at the sky kind of people. And, if they were in front of me and we were having a conversation, it would go totally different. It wouldn't be angry words and screaming and yelling. We would get down to the bottom of what in the heck is going on with them and why are they so upset. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, just no worries. The trolls don't bother me. If they come in here and they act crazy, we're just going to, we'll just kind of put them on mute. And honestly, when they come in here, it's so funny. They come into chats and they, bots are bots. That's one thing. But either way, they come in, they run up the chat. All that does is tell all of YouTube to bring more people to my channel. So it's really funny how it's designed to bring you down, but it really just brings you up. Because of them coming in, if they do, run the chat up, YouTube sends more people over. Heck, maybe they get involved in it. And all of a sudden you've got, hundreds and hundreds of chats going, and it's just feeding more people, and it's like an endless loop. It's one of the best things that can happen. Trolls are important. Exactly, Blues Guy. That's why, we might delete them out of here, or we might just let them run their mouth, and we might just have a conversation with them and let them run up the chat. Because it's good for YouTube. I was going to say it's good for crypto. It's not good for crypto. It's good for YouTube. All right, guys. I really am going to hop out. My wife's probably wondering what is going on. She was quite surprised by the 4-hour stream on Thursday, as was I. I don't even know how that happened. Let me zoom out on Bookmap a little bit. So when I zoom out, you can see a little bit of liquidity. So we have liquidity all the way up to 128,000. Looks like 241 Bitcoin. A lot, of course, there's Bitcoin in between all that. There's 472 at 126, but There's 569 BTC at 123. So that's lower than us, obviously. And that's probably the stop losses for the longs. So somebody's going to get washed. Honestly, a lot of times everybody gets washed. You know, it'll probably run down, hit 123 again, and then wash those people, and then it'll run up to 128 and wash everybody else. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution, as they say a lot of times. And it was fun to put this on and talk about it. I am not a TA channel, so we will not be looking at the charts every day all the time. And I was just messing around drawing a flag and stuff, but that won't be a normal thing by any means. Just when we have an all-time high, right? And why won't it let me show Bookmap? I just don't understand it sometimes. It just gives a blank page for Bookmap, as if like it's not up. I'm still new to streaming, for anybody who hasn't figured that out yet. We've been streaming for like less than 2 months, maybe a month and a half. So yeah, where do I go from here? Sometimes I just get lost in the sauce a little bit. All right, back to bubbles. Yep, everybody have a great night. If there's anything you want to say to me or to anybody else, just hop over in the Discord. We have a main hangout. We have other tabs. If you have something you really want to say to me specifically, and not so much everybody else, there is like a private or an exclusive. It's not private. It's exclusive, whatever, chat in the Discord. It's really just built for... It's just there for later on when maybe we have a lot of people cluttering up the main chat. I'm not going to let everybody into it, obviously. Just my day ones, just the people who just are really showing up as good people in the community. And I'll let them into the exclusive chat. So if we want to have a little bit more of a centered conversation about stuff, we can. So there's that. All right. And so if you're not in that already, then just ask in the Discord and I will add you. Man's got endurance, if you know what I'm saying. Have a good night, everyone. We would not tell you your news. It's so natural to you. Cheese, everyone. I think you meant cheers. Or maybe you meant cheese. I don't know what they say in Canada. Stay grateful. You're doing great. Community is growing with great people. Exactly, Lindsay Lynn. So thank you for everybody who's being here. Have a great night. It's hard to hop off when we got 17 people going, but I guess I could be here all night. Stay underground, stay crypto, and one day I'm going to figure out what I'm supposed to say at the end of my stream. Cryptomaniac, have a great night. And again, I'll see everybody in the Discord. Yeah, make a VIP chat and ban Blue Guy. Oran. That's not going to happen, Orhan. I think I said that right. I said Or's hand. That's not right. That's how you know I'm tired and I need to go get some rest. God bless you all. Get some rest. Exactly. Stay underground. Stay crypto. Raise your crypto IQ. Come to every single stream and don't ever miss any stream ever. Goodbye. Good night.